Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
We move into full football mode now at the Adelaide Oval. Collingwood are out there, so are the Adelaide Crows, and the team's assembled. Well, Bernard's been here for the last hour and a half, and part of the Saturday Rub, of course. Joining him is the Rock, Tommy Rockcliffe. And next to him is Chris Dittmar. Now, this interests me.
What?
Well, there's not a hell of a lot of room in these boxes.
What?
And the size of the asses on you two in the middle.
What's for lunch?
I'm battling for space.
Where's the food?
He's already asked what's for lunch.
There won't be any food.
What?
After you two have finished with it. Now, nice to see you both. It's a rare sighting too, see, Dittmar.
Yeah.
You're not always available this time of day.
No, I'm very selective which games I
You
call.
are?
Yeah, I don't come out too often, but thought I'd come along today.
Good.
Yeah, and I came to hear all about, Pendlebury playing 350, and Collingwood have won their last 7, and all the information that James Brayshaw might have for me. And I walked in, he said, I'm going to the Kooyonga Golf Course after we're going for a beer. So all he's talking about is where he's drinking afterwards.
That's it.
And
well, there's one flight out of here.
yeah, couldn't wait to get out of the joint. He has left us behind. We put him on the map. We launched him in Adelaide Radio. Adelaide Radio.
Forgets very quick.
Jeez.
A flight.
One flight.
Let's go and finish at 4:30. There's a flight.
And I hope every Collingwood person's on it.
They will be.
Getting out of the
Are they going to be celebrating, Rock? What are we going to see here?
Yeah, I think they will be. We've seen these two teams go at it in round 2, and we've seen the Crows play a different style that day. They try to kick mark, take away Collingwood's pressure, but their pressure factor is really good this year. Collingwood, top 3 in the competition for that, and we know that the Crows play this handball brand of footy that just invites that pressure. So if they want to play that style today and try and use the footy by foot, which we know they've had their issues with, the Adelaide Crows, I think they could be in for a long afternoon. I think Collingwood will be pretty comfortable winners today.
Yeah, we did the Collingwood game last week. Not at their absolute best against a low North Melbourne, but North Melbourne did turn up and were in the fight for a lot of that game. Probably should have won that game, but that's what good teams do. They find a way to win when they're not at their best. So obviously not their best. Would have learnt a lot from last week. Come out here and I don't know with Adelaide. You just don't know what you're going to get sometimes with them. Last week, very poor. That first quarter was probably the poorest quarter I've seen maybe from a team throughout the whole season. So no doubt they've spoken about it this week, and Nixie's been very vocal about starting, and his reason was they didn't turn up for the fight, which I find hard to believe. But anyway, some guys through the midfield. I'd like to see a bit of change through there because it's the same every week.
With the Crows?
Yes.
I got a bit of mail on that. I'll give that to you in just a moment. But I want to go on with something you said about the Pies, both to you and Rocky. When I look at their results this year, they've beaten the good sides. They actually beat the top sides.
Yep.
But lost to West Coast. And then last week, 7 points to get up over the cellar dwellers in North Melbourne. Do they lack concentration? Are they late? What is that chink in their armour, Rocky? Because at their best, they can challenge for the title, can't they?
Yeah, well, I think they've surprised us all this year with how well they've gone and how quickly they've been able to turn it around under Fly McRae. But the thing that stacks up for them is their defence. They're number 2 since round 10 in that stat. They just don't get scored against, so they keep themselves in games when things aren't going well. And last week, North Melbourne weren't able to put them away. So I'd imagine a 350th game for Scotty Pendlebury. I think they'll be up and about for this game today to make sure it's a memorable one.
Ash Johnson coming into this game on debut. Interesting specimen, 24 years of age, a mid-season draft. And I look down there, I see Halls Creek, which is in middle of nowhere, top of Western Australia. But then he played for the Claremont Football Club where they breed him nice.
Oh, here we go.
A lot of good
nice
reserves.
and
A lot of good
hard.
reserves footballers out of there.
They don't play for Claremont unless you stick your chutney over the pill. So that'll be in his DNA.
How many reserves games, JB?
Don't worry about that.
How many?
3.
And 9 against West Perth.
3.
Who else in this box has kicked 9?
No, I haven't.
Rocky wouldn't have.
At what, junior level?
No, in the senior level. 9.
9.
Senior level.
Never bloody would have.
What do you mean senior level? It was reserve.
Well, was I a junior or a senior?
Senior reserves. We need to put them in the same context.
Long bow to draw there. Can I digress for one moment? I just want to digress for one moment, sorry, before we get into this important
Don't
game.
apologise, Ditz.
I did do some research for today.
Yeah, we've heard.
And I love reading up about JB.
Yes.
Normally he tells me everything about himself. I don't have to read up too much. I feel I know it.
Yep.
But do you know he took 10 first-class wickets? I don't know who were the 10 unlucky people that faced that trash that he threw down.
Mate,
Who were they? Any big names among
Darren Lehman.
Not Darren Lehman. No.
Carl Hooper bounced him out.
Bounced him out
At the whacker. Wayne Phillips, the good one. I bet he doesn't bring that up when you speak to him. The
Flipper.
stupid mulleted flipper. Yeah.
So
He would have been
we're
laughing
we're talking
when the
in
ball was
nets.
coming down.
These are all ex-teammates.
Justin Langer, I reckon I knocked him over. Actually knocked the stumps over.
You've made this up.
No, actually, we had Langer on. We had him.
He was sheepish about
He
it
didn't
too.
want to go down that path.
He did not want to talk
Knocked
about it.
him over.
Now, what about when I came over a while ago, but it was a Port game we did, Rock. So I haven't seen Adelaide for a while. Are crowd numbers down with this famous club? Because Ditz, when you and I back in the 90s used to be at 7 News together and covering, it was the hottest ticket in town.
You couldn't get a ticket.
You could not.
No.
So where is it at?
Yeah, crowd numbers have been really poor for both clubs, but in particular the Adelaide Crows this year. They're, I think, averaging just over 20,000, and you look out there now and they'd be lucky to be 20,000 here. So they've number of factors. I think that is COVID, that they've said a lot of things. I think the fact that they're not going that well, and there's a bit of frustration around about the Adelaide Crows at the moment. They haven't improved like they thought they would this year. Third year into the rebuild, they thought they might get a spike, and they just haven't.
Well, they threaten a little bit, don't they? There's a flash in the pan moment. You go, well, they push Melbourne to the brink. They push good teams to, and then they fall away in the last quarter. They go, maybe they've turned the corner, and then they'll go out and do what they did last week against Hawthorn. And when I speak to Adelaide supporters, they're frustrated. They're how long is a rebuild? That's the question they're asking me. Well, I don't know if there's such thing. You're going to spend a bit of time down the bottom, but rebuild, how long is it? It's been 2.5 years now, and I don't see a lot of improvement.
What is good is to see Riley Thilthorpe playing.
Yeah.
You take a bloke number one overall,
talent.
you've got to actually get him out on the field, don't you, and have an exposed look at him.
Yep, and that's the same with some of these other guys going through the midfield. Saligo, you mentioned before. Chase Jones looks like he was doing a bit of midfield stuff as well pre-bounce, so he's with the midfielders. So hopefully we see him get a bit of a run through there. We've seen Berry improve through the middle. Guys that aren't in the team, but Pedler is one that comes in. I think he's going to be a good player long term. So Schomburg's back in there as well. I just want to see those guys play through the midfield because we keep seeing the same old, and it ends up being the same old results as well on the scoreboard. So
I said I had something on that, Bern. I think Dawson will go into the midfield a lot more today.
Like it.
Now, Crows fans have been asking for that, and he's been a great pickup. He's been a shining light. But he's a good enough player that he should start in the midfield and spend a lot of time in there.
And it's what they lack. They lack polish. They lack finish inside 50. Yeah? If you're Taylor Walker leading out from full forward, and you ask him who one player you want kicking it to him, it's him. It's Dawson.
Yep.
So why not have him around the footy? Like anyone can sit across full back and pick up loose touches, half back, and use it well there. It's important to use the ball well all over the field, but that last kick inside 50, the forwards, that's the gold.
And while we're talking about the famous Claremont Football Club, Darcy Cameron, in all seriousness,
He has not heard anything we've said in the last couple of minutes.
Darcy Cameron has become a very, very important footballer for Collingwood.
He has. Well, that's why the conversation now is about where does Grundy play, if he plays, when he's ready to come back in. So, no, he has. He stood up. He surprised me because I just thought he was a sort of a flash-in-the-pan forward that could kick a goal here and there. But going into the midfield, he has really surprised me, and it's his consistency. He does it week in, week out. So, will Brodie Grundy be there? That's the chat here is that he's potentially gettable for one of the South Australian teams.
Yep.
Bo McCreary's another one. They've got these sort of 25 to 50 gamers, Collingwood, that are actually going to be really good footballers and are the blue sky. And probably as much as anything, the reason why they've won 7 in a row, as Chris Dittmar said.
Ollie Henry's another one that has come in, and he's the sub today, obviously, but he's been really good. Noble was I think a mid-season draft pickup. So, I mean, there's some great stories all throughout this team, some young fellas all over the ground, but they've certainly still got their stars as well. And we spoke about Pendlebury, DeGoey, all these
side
bottom.
Bob Jane T. Marts, where is our man, Rhett Biglands? He's down there. He's got
He's lost.
Big frame. Biggles, welcome to you.
G'day, JB. Great news to both sides. No late changes, which is good under these conditions because there's scattered showers throughout the afternoon, so that'll be on and off for the benches for both sides. While I've got you, Parnell, Schomburg, Thilthorpe, Miller, Rose the sub for the Crows, the sub for the Pies is Henry. Roscoe's on the bench for the Pies, along with Josh Carmichael. He didn't have to wait long to get her game back in South Australia, of course, the mid-season pickup. Ginnivan's alongside of him, I can see, and Ash Johnson, of course. How good's this? On debut up against his brother, Shane McAdam, who he's back into the Crows lineup with that ankle injury. And no surprises, a stack of Guernseys around the place with number 10 for the Pies on the back.
All right, here we go. Collingwood, Adelaide Oval. Chris Dittmar to get you underway on Triple M footy.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football. Riley O'Brien up over Cameron, gets the first tap of the afternoon, but the Pies go into attack. No Mark McCreery at half forward. Crows come in to defend. McCreery still working hard. Came away with it. Well, in fact, Hamill came out of the pack for the Crows with the footy. Handball on the up. Pendlebury, first touch of the afternoon in game number 350. Quick kick forward by the Pies, all the way to the goal square. Myercheck didn't get a chance to run at it, and the Crows should clear. McHenry's got it on the outer side. Has a bit of space. Great defending Maynard, smothered the footy, and it's out over the boundary line in front of the big Mark Rasciuto stand.
Bit of wet weather around as well. It's going to be a bit of a territory day today, so whoever can dominate the inside 50s goes a long way to winning this game.
Kicking with a reasonably strong northerly. Collingwood to the Torrens end as the ball's thrown in. There is Cameron working it down to Dawson, the man Chris Dittmar just spoke about. He just fell on top of the ball. And a ball up 50 from home for the Pies. Ball thrown in the air and then worked to ground. Little Stumpy Laird immediately onto it, but the Collingwood Footy Club immediately onto him. And another ball up in the exact same spot.
Stumpy, we try to get every Western Australian reference.
Oh, don't you say, if you trash talk the great Stumpy Laird.
He'll go Claremont again in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, then I will go.
Pies with the footy on the outer side. Kick towards the goal square, and not the best effort going forward. Cut off. Adelaide managed to get it across half-back Hinge, back into the side this afternoon. On the end of the short pass, just sizing up his options, weighing up his options now. Goes with the left foot kick. Nice kick it is too. Brings it out to Hamill. Centre wing in front of the members. And again, just held up for the moment. Crows have talked about the enormous pressure Collingwood put on them in that second round. They know that they just can't keep handballing all day long. They do up high. McAdam. Oh, gee, nearly a spectacular mark. Off hands Keys. Keys, he had 3 bites at it. Nearly took the mark. Amazing stuff. He goes back in again. Lipinski in there for Collingwood. Hovering, waiting for the ball to come out. Tex Walker, hard work. Gets it out. Kick smothered from Berry. Pies come away. Great work. Chris, little kick over the top's magnificent. And the Pies are away through the middle.
McCreery thumping handball. Myercheck inside 50. They'll go.
Oh, no.
Hoskin Elliott dropped a ball. It bounced out of his guts. And then he gets run down, holding the ball. Had a complete and unadulterated nightmare.
God.
What the hell's Will Hoskin Elliott on about?
Well, that was a certain goal, Jim. All he had to do was take the footy, which was lace out to him, chip it over the top, and Elliott would have walked into an open goal and completely butchered it.
So high and wide go Adelaide. O'Brien in front. Now Berry ground level on the wing. Flicked it only as far as Noble. He got taken in a very good tackle. There's my man Keezy. They'll go inside 50 here, Adelaide. McHenry's out the back. If it sits for him, it's going through anyway. First goal of the afternoon of the Crows. Good result after the stuff up at the other end. Lockie Murphy hits the scoreboard. 1 straight. Collingwood haven't scored. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Really good then from the Crows. Brodie Smith, it was him that made the goal-saving tackle in the back 50, but then they moved it reasonably quickly, kicked to a contest, were able to win it at ground level. Keys with the sharp hands and then the finish. And he's kicked that from about 60, but it's ran for about 40 metres.
I think he was actually trying to pass it to McHenry, who was running into goal, but kept going end over end and went through. But McRae must be frustrated with that. That was a certain goal up the other end. It's gone. How often do we see that? A bad mistake one end, straight down the other end, and it's got the Crows going.
Special comments from Bernie Vincent, Tom Rockcliffe, the superstars in the box this afternoon for Seabus Super. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football. In the middle, Cameron, O'Brien, they share it, comes to ground level. Pendlebury a chance, picks it up, he read it beautifully. Oh, handball straight to Keys, Crows out of the middle again. Can you believe it? Kick inside 50 and McAdam in front off hands. Walker, tacks one way then the other. Handball out to Murphy, put him under the pump. He's tackled immediately by Noble. And the umpire says, I'll ball it up 25 out, straight in front of the Crows goal. Crows into attack again. They're doing all the attacking early in this game. They lead 1 straight to no score. Inside 50, Tex Walker doing the ruck work. Collingwood just belted out of there. Sock it out towards centre wing. Cox is the target for Collingwood. He won't get there. He's beaten to the footy. And Brodie Smith sees the ball out of play. A throw in on the members' side.
Riley. Darcy.
Going for a bit of a different mix inside. They've got Ben Keys coming off at half forward, which we haven't seen at all from the Adelaide Crows this season.
So ball in. Cameron, O'Brien nullify each other. Saligo Nice tackle in the end on Dacos. That's holding the
Holding the
ball.
ball. Adelaide.
Come back now to Laird.
Offside 5. Second make one.
Stick the Crows inside 50 again. Fogarty! Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Probably should have. Murphy has hit the post. Came through with a dribbler. And it looked good for a while. 1-1, no score Collingwood.
Gee, what a start for Murphy.
Yeah.
I was told before the game they brought him in for that forward pressure, the little blokes that provide all that pressure, defensive work inside 50. So far he's doing it, and he's attacking the goals as well. So he's doing everything at the moment.
They're keeping Jimmy Rowe out of the side too. He's a sub today.
And that's been the knock on Jimmy Rowe. So Murphy's doing everything right so far. Cox couldn't take the mark for Collingwood. Crisp robbed of the footy at centre wing. In fact, the new boy, Ash Johnson, overran the footy. Didn't pick it up, but Brodie Smith did for Adelaide. Looks for Fogarty. Fog in front. Nearly a miraculous mark, one-handed. Bounced out of his hands in the end. They fight for it at ground level. Noble in there for the Pies. Keeps it in there. McAdam was hovering. Fogarty as well. And the umpire says, I'll have it. About 60 out from the Crows' goal.
Certainly come to play today, the Adelaide Crows. Pressure's high.
Dacos went without. Saligo didn't. Dacos went back and found it. Pendlebury with the hands to Cameron. Now it's Nick Dacos. Jams it out wide looking for Johnson. Got pushed out of it by Butts.
Silly Butts didn't have to do that. He had the sit.
Johnson. Bianco has a fumble.
Boy.
Butts went back and found it. And now a ball up out of side.
Let it go. Ned.
A couple of mistakes early from Collingwood. Uncharacteristic. Sorry about that.
Oh, gee.
Early on.
Ride that one down, Vern.
Warm up, Rocky. Just
What's
use
the
the small
time?
words early
What's
and then
the time?
warm into it.
1-1-7.
121.
Collingwood haven't scored. Miller have tried to come through with the footy, and it is slippery. It has been raining, so we'll cut them a modicum of slack as, again, the ball's at ground level out of side, and this is going to be pinged holding the footy.
Dive.
You ask all the good coaches, they can tell whether a team's on in the first few minutes. I love what I'm seeing from Adelaide. As you touched on, Rocky, their pressure, their fight, their contest, they are up for this. They love, maybe the weather's helping them a little bit, but this is against a really good pressure team in Collingwood.
Keezer with a long one inside 50. Texan! Almost Tex! And then the snap! He's gone through! The man's a magician! One massive ear, one normal one. Gets his first.
Grey hair.
Re-signed. Asked for plenty and got not quite that much. 2-1-13. Collingwood haven't scored, by the way. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Again, it came off the back of their pressure, the Adelaide Crows. Ben Keys at half forward. He won the free kick. They jumped on the footy, won it, and just pumped it in long, and Tex was able to crumb his own ball then. He went up and flew for the footy, nearly dragged it in. Ball hit the deck, and then he snapped it over his right shoulder. A very classy goal from Tex in the end.
That's so good from a guy that size. He actually nearly marked it, as you said, Rock, as we see in the Harvey Norman replay. Just grabbed it, pulled it down, and didn't quite take it, but it's just his work on ground level. That's been the surprising thing for me over the last couple of years. Just his cleanliness below his knees has been outstanding for an older player.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. This will be recalled. Adelaide a 2-1-13. Collingwood yet to score. And in fact, it has been all Adelaide. They've done all the attacking. Collingwood very slow to start here at the Adelaide Oval. And when you think what's on the line, the finals are coming up and they're playing for their skipper this afternoon, game number 350. Just not quite switched on at the moment. Phil Thorpe into the ruck. Almost won the tap down. Collingwood have it at ground level again. They've been pinged a few times for sitting on top of the footy. They'll need to get this out. And Cameron, the ruckman, sits on top of it. Umpire says, I'll ball it up again. Still right by the centre circle. Phil Thorpe wins the tap. Lipinski a chance. No, couldn't get a run at it in the end. Adelaide cut him off. It was Berry that got in his way. Now working hard at ground level. Bianco doing well. Fights for it for Collingwood. Umpires hovering. What's he going to do? And he says it's held to him. So still inside the centre square. No real advantage at the moment.
Rain pouring down now.
It is.
Hear it on the roof.
It's a dirty day. It's very dark here as well. Cameron tries to bust his way out of the pack. Tackled by Berry, who's half his size. And again, umpire says, I'll ball it up.
That doesn't suit old boy Van Keezer. This rain, he likes to get the shag quaffed and set for the day. It's not going to work for him at all. Ground level ball onto the wing. Parnell had a little play on it at ground level, and then Lipinski was wrapped up by a couple of desperate Crow tacklers. We'll have a ball up. Toyota logo.
Red Z lending stats. Pendlebury off to a fast start in game 350. He's up to 5 as well as Nick Dacos.
Tom Rockcliffe, the voice you just heard. Phil Thorpe went without it. Berry taken in the Pendlebury tackle. And another ball up. Same spot, members wing. 2-1 Adelaide, no score as yet as Keys goes off the ground. Gets through the hands of Dacos. Pendlebury so clean even in these conditions. Saligo over the top of a couple of players. It's just thrown into the path of Hinge. Now it's picked up by Dawson. Dawson, handball is a good one to Berry, and the short one from Berry works for Murphy.
Stand.
So Collingwood, the Crows still controlling the footy here. Collingwood not getting their hands on it at all. We might go to the overall team stats in just a moment. It feels as though it's all the Crows as they fire it inside 50. And a double grab, and Fogarty's taken the mark. Out on a lead. Strong grab with the wet footy. Had 2 bites at it, and the Fog has got it about 30 metres out on a slide angle, 45-degree angle.
Yeah, beautiful kick there from Murphy. Just weighted it nicely. Obviously, the wet conditions. Who was it there? Coming out, leading. Fogarty coming out. I didn't even see that. He take it on the second grab. Nice and slippery ball. So that was a really good take on the second grab. But important not to punch that kick.
We know he's a lovely kick, but it's a wet footy. How does this one go? He starts at left, and it drifts back perfectly. And the Crows have the first 3 of the afternoon. Amazing start for Adelaide. 3-1, 19 they are. Collingwood yet to score, can you believe it, on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. We mentioned Collingwood coming off 7 in a row, trying to make it 8 in a row, but they really have struggled against the bottom sides, the lowly sides.
This looks like a team that has copped it all week. The coach has been strong all week. Obviously, the assistants would have as well. And this is a game, well, I think Nixie came out and said, we just want to play this game on Wednesday. We want to respond from our poor effort the week before, and respond they have. They just look like a different team today. Around the contest, they've been outstanding. And when Collingwood do win it, a couple of times here, Pendlebury grabbed it in front of us and just getting slammed into the ground with big tackles. They look like they're a team with a point to prove today, and a great finish from Fogarty.
So we are back in the middle, 3 goals to zip as we speak. Good fast start from the home side. Down to you, Rhett Biglands.
Heavy rain falling at the moment, and that breeze to the southern end, JB, has dropped since pre-game. So we've also gone with the lights on down here because it is dark, so they're going to fire up the big lights.
Saligo, it is thumping.
Hear the rain hitting the roof.
It's dead set, pissing down. Saligo, a long one. Here comes Tex in the air, won't get to him. Cameron in front, couldn't hang on. McAdam wandered it out there. McHenry. Just a high floating ball, top of the square. Miller couldn't get to him. Having to do a hell of a lot of defending in this turn, Collingwood. And the ball's out for a very deep boundary throw-in.
And just with these conditions, this early momentum, make the most of it, because it's going to be bloody hard to close the gap later in the day.
I reckon even a 3-goal head start, Bert. In these conditions, 3 goals down, you've got to work so hard to get back into it and regain the lead. The throw in forward pocket for Adelaide. Cameron brings it down in front. No one's there. Schomburg is for Adelaide, and then Cameron takes him out over the boundary line. Good tackle from the big man. A good follow-up call, but it's a 3-goal head start, and it is belting down.
Darcy Taylor coming in here.
Throw in 25 around from Adelaide's goal. They're going towards the scoreboard and the old scoreboard here at the Adelaide Oval. It's getting worse. Cameron tried to take it out of the air, but it's a slippery ball. Ruckman just gets belted on. You can't try and pluck it all. Murphy runs into trouble for Adelaide. Collingwood just hack it out of there. Not too far, though. Is it Laird? Around the corner. Laird claimed it, took it on the chest, had a ping around the corner, and he's missed. Gee, it's hard to see anybody here at the moment. It's 3-2-20 Adelaide. They are doing all of the attacking. Collingwood yet to score. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Bluey's on about the 4th, but Cooey too sucked in. I don't care how much wet weather gear you got on. You can't survive this.
And he wears those stupid double gloves when it's a bit of rain around. He would be looking like a complete tool at the moment.
Sucked in. 3-2-20 to no score Collingwood. It's been a hot start here from Adelaide as Myercheck's a bit ginger getting up after a heavy clash. Phil Thorpe to the back. Saligo picked it up. Elliott had a little play on the ball, and it ain't coming out in this driving rain in Adelaide. Ball up about 60 from home for the Crows. Timing forward half.
Holding, cut. Collingwood.
No, he's going to come back to Darcy Cameron.
There's been a few mistakes made so far today.
From us as well.
Didn't let him get to any...
So Cameron will take the relieving free kick for Collingwood at halfback.
Thanks, Darcy.
Go down to Biggles on the boundary in a minute for a weather report. He's been good in the past with the
tough conditions. So Cameron decides to go sideways, thought about going forwards. So Collingwood still in their back defensive 50. So Maynard with the footy.
Yours.
Kicks it long towards centre wing. Cox is the target over the back. Oh, was that Ash Johnson took a mark? I thought he did. Umpire, you heard him, said play on Hamble to Pendlebury. Here's Hamble intercepted. He's made 2 blues, Pendlebury, early on. Very uncharacteristic. He's given it to the opposition twice. But he butters up. He followed up the skipper and he wins it for holding the ball. Dacos it is. Ran up from halfback, kicks towards full forward. No mark taken. Noble was the target in the middle of it. One of the shortest men there. Ball ricochets out now towards Crisp. He can't get a handle on it. Crows back there with numbers, defending stoutly, working real hard. Laird in defence, gets the handball out. They just try to soccer clear. Oh, gee, Crows play cop one in the breadbasket. Dacos now. Dacos runs hard, kicks. Is this their first goal? Is it their first? I think it is. And Nick Dacos gets them on the board. The Pies, it's taken a long, long time, but they get their first one through Dacos. And they go to 1 straight 6. Trail Adelaide 3-2-20. And we've played 16 minutes of the opening term at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, on the Harvey Norman replay there, all the Crows midfielders just got drawn to that contest, and Pendlebury and Dacos sat off it and they got seduced into the contest. The Collingwood players held their width really well, and as the footy just bobbled around and spat out, the pressure was really good from both teams in Collingwood's forward 50, but they held their width really well. Pendlebury picked it up and he's up to 8 disposals now and gave it off to Nick Dacos, who's also up to 8 disposals on the Red Z lending stats. So Collingwood are on the board, but it's absolutely bucking down here.
It has not stopped.
Good block from McCreary.
Yeah, very good.
Well, they love him, Bernard.
Team player.
Yeah. So, necessary goal. Very classy finish from Nick Dacos's man with the sheep's head, Schoenberg, over the top of the footy. He goes and finds it again at ground level, and then he's wrapped up by Crisp. And a secondary ball up.
Coming back to the middle, guys.
Boy from Maribor, isn't he? I think, where they stabbed the Rodeo.
The Maribor Rodeo?
Yeah. Oh, Curio, the big statue there.
That's ball, as you just heard. So it's Carmichael unable to do much at ground level. Now side bottom, off the ground went Josh Dacos. Running past it, Dawson. There's about 15 players around the ball. McCreary's one of them. Allowed that ball just to drop to the ground and we'll have a ball up. Point of the square, half forward for Collingwood. They trail 3-2 to 1 straight.
Umpire to ball it up just inside the centre square. They're almost over on centre wing on the outer side. Collingwood ruckman Cameron had an airy. The Pies just soccer forward, build it forward. Ginnivan, well tackled, lost the footy in the tackle. Umpire said it was fair enough though. Play on. Big O'Brien gave it to Laird. Laird quickly belts it on the Collingwood player. Didn't go hard enough. Rusco allowed the Crows to come in over the top. Phil Thorpe well tackled. Lost the footy. Cameron pounces at centre halfback. Just belts it onto his right boot. Gets it towards the middle of the ground. Bit of hanging on. Umpire says play it on. Keys picked it up. Always gets a ton of the footy. Magpies build it forward. Sits for side bottom nicely. What a player this man has been for a long time. Kicks a beautiful pick up. Looked like dry weather footy. The ball loose. Butts head over the back, over the ball in the defence, and the ball in the end out over the boundary line, and a throw in about 25 around from the Pies goal. Collingwood have lifted.
You talk about great players. I love seeing great players play in the wet. Still side bottom there. Just picked it up so clean. Pendlebury we've seen a few times as well.
Here is Steele side bottom, beautiful hands. Lipinski, a little kick forward, going to land top of the square.
Oh no.
It stays in, and on Davo, Johnson kicks it from point blank range, straight into the post. Actually harder to miss than to kick that goal, to be honest.
How did he miss that?
1-1-7 or 3-2-20. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Gee, pressure. Good pressure, Crows defence, but he was 2 metres out.
He missed his boot.
He actually middled the post. He didn't just hit it. He just about broke it. The Crows to bring the ball back into play. Dawson, last line of defence, goes very long. Out towards the big man, Phil Thorpe. Couldn't take the mark. Loose ball, Saligo. Picked it up nicely. Handball puts his teammate under the pump, McAdam. Managed to handball it away. Now the Pies have got numbers everywhere. Coming in is Moore. And Darcy Moore back into the side today. I reckon he's dislocated a finger. He has. Yep, he's not happy. He's holding his finger. He's saying to the trainer, come and help me.
Why did he wait there to come off? He always come off.
Nick Dacos comes back on. So the throw in front of the members. Rain has abated just for the moment. It's still drizzling, but it was very heavy. What a tap down to Chase Jones. Ricochets back to big Riley O'Brien. Tried to soccer off the ground. Noble does do that from half-back for Collingwood. Side bottom. Have a look at him. Have a look at him with this cake of soap. He just picks it up. It's incredible. Then he slips over. Great pressure again, Adelaide at half-back. Chase Jones picks it up. Around the corner. Hoskin Elliott cuts it off. Wobbles a kick forward. Goes towards the pocket. And it's going to dribble out of play as it just eluded Elliott there for Collingwood. Throw in a right forward pocket for the Pies.
A little bit of territory here for Collingwood after being owned early by the Adelaide Crows. It's now starting to live in their forward half. Myercheck, a little one off the ground. Elliott, lots of skill. Beautiful pick up again from him. Handball back into the path of Carmichael. Now Elliott again. Arches the back, gets around a couple and then loses the handle, and Laird just dumps a high one into the path of Millerer, who goes back and accesses the ball in the air but then drops it. Phil Thorpe, a little one. Millerer through his hands. Hoskin Elliott went to ground. Laird, the same can be said. Here's Murphy. Wobbling ball inside forward 50. Ginnivan in the area. Ball over in front of him. Boundary throw in right forward pocket for Collingwood.
Phil Thorpe down on the ground still. I don't know, he's had some ankle issues. They're looking down at it now.
Seabus Super Special comments. Bernie, Vince, Tom Rockcliffe this afternoon. If you've just joined us, the Crows out of the blocks of the first 3 goals. They were 3-2 before Collingwood scored, and the Pies are now 1-1-7. Adelaide are 3-2-20.
Oh, no.
Is he okay?
He's recovered.
Okay, he's broken straight into a sprint. I thought he'd broken his leg.
They stopped the game for him.
It's like watching a game of soccer. They throw it in. Collingwood deep into attack off the ground. Carmichael left it behind. Allow Adelaide to clear. Quick clearing kick out towards centre wing. Cox gets up in front. Can't mark the wet ball. Picking up and doing well. Rusco wobbles a kick to centre half forward. Crows want to soccer off the ground. Now Chris with the left foot kick into full forward. Elliott flew high. No mark taken. Side bottom was there. Picking it up. Myercheck around the corner. Great goal.
What a goal.
The Pies leading scorer for 2022 kicks a miraculous goal, and they're back in at Collingwood. 2-1-13, trail Adelaide 3-2-20. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Great contest, Elliott going for the ball. There's a ruckman, there's O'Brien in there, and I think Butts as well. He's still hunched over in the D50, but Elliott just had to go, created a contest, crunched a couple in the air, but then it just fell down, and one of the tallest forwards on the ground in my check just looked like a little rover, a little crummer, picked it up clean. Collingwood just looked cleaner, haven't they, the last few minutes? Their players are picking it up a lot cleaner than what Adelaide are, and beautiful finish on the right foot. Important goal for Collingwood, because they'd spent a lot of time in their forward half the last 5 or 6 minutes, and now getting some reward for it.
31st goal of the year for Brodie Myercheck, been a really, really good player for a long time for Collingwood. Yep. One of those gentlemen that you know what you're going to get. Week in, week out, he's a beauty. Crisp went past the footy. Laird didn't. Slipped it on the up to Berry. To half forward here, Adelaide. Murphy broke it up in the air. Hoskin Elliott around the body. Touch ball. Crisp in some space out of side. Long left foot raking ball for Myercheck. Takes it out in front of Murray. And Myercheck, about 48 from home, can take a set shot to the city end, if you like, here at the magnificent Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay. The midfielders for Collingwood then were able to get out and get to the outside. Jack Crisp got to the wing. He had plenty of space and he was able to deliver it inside 50. So Collingwood look like they've clicked into gear here and got their game going.
Oh, Roo looks happy with the weather down there.
He's loving it. Shiny bald head. Myercheck's kick's not going to work. It's off the side. It's going to land about 15 metres out. Almost. Big Mace. And then Butts has taken in a Cox tackle, and we're going to have a ball up inside the goal square. Right here, radio dial, Collingwood in attack.
So ball up is all at, 5 metres out. It's actually in the goal square here. Crows need to build it through. Collingwood a tap and a snap. You'd think side bottom did it. It fell for him and he socked through.
Yeah, good.
That should be a free
amazing kick. Stuff. He was alert. He saw the ball drop. Neither ruckman got a glove on it, and he just socked straight off the ground. How good was that? And Collingwood, after such a slow start. Now, are we going to a score review, are we?
Well, Riley O'Brien's asking the question because you've got to wait, as a midfielder, you've got to wait for the ball to actually bounce before you can touch it, and he's claiming that side bottom...
No, it did. It bounced.
He did wait.
No, definitely bounced.
The ball bounced, so they changed that rule a couple of years ago when you had to nominate the ruckman. And O'Brien thought that he's kicked it off the full, but he hasn't. Half volley.
Well, the AFL changed the rule.
Yeah, that was about
mid-season.
three years ago.
What?
3 years
And didn't
ago.
tell anyone?
No.
Didn't tell anyone.
Collingwood 3-1-19. The Crows lead by a point, 3-2-20. And that was how they were 3-2-20 before Collingwood even scored. And that's on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Red Bigland's down to you.
Darcy Moore's back on with that finger, of course, but Riley Thilthorpe's just had that left knee looked at it. They've got it heavily bandaged at the moment. He looks to be okay. We'll test it out on the boundary in a few moments.
Laird picked it up, gave it to Saligo. It's now Noble, centre of the ground, going to pump Collingwood forward again. Long ball in the Butts direction, might have been held, I reckon. And Jordan Butts
The initial engagement.
wins the free kick for Adelaide at half-back. He's got Smith on short. Gets to him.
Play on.
Brodie Smith wandering out of half-back. Long ball in the O'Brien direction, and in the end it was easy for McAdam, just a chest mark that half forward. Got Saligo on, just gets to him, in fact doesn't.
Not sure about that kick in the wet.
Now he's in all sorts, McAdam. Just welcome the pressure. Jordan's got hard work to do.
Good handball.
Magnificent handball from side bottom. In the end, a push in the back's going to work for Collingwood. And Pendlebury, the 350 gamer.
And looks like playing 400 the way he's going as well. Handles on quickly. Rusco out to Nick Dacos. Dacos turns beautifully, pirouettes, kicks inside 50. Chase Jones a chance. Couldn't take the mark. It was a difficult one. And I think a throw has been adjudicated from Ash Johnson, the debutant. He tried to tap it on, but it really palmed it up like a throw. So the Crows to clear from last line of defence. Chase Jones kicks it long. Tex Walker, Riley O'Brien, all the big fellas are there. Darcy Moore, brilliant in the middle of that pack. Handball comes out, Bianco. Bianco on the run, all the way to full forward. 2-on-2 back there, no mark taken off hands. Collingwood dangerous again. Cameron, how well did the ruckman do? Got it out to Elliott. Elliott always clever. Handball's back inboard. Charge Ginnivan. Ginnivan wants a goal. Then he ducks. He ducks again. Umpire says no free kick. Oh, the Collingwood fans don't like that. We'll talk a fair bit about that maybe at quarter time. It's been the topic all week, and he goes back and again Ginnivan. And surely the umpire to ball it up now. Was that too high or not?
Oh, in the book, it's a free kick. He's testing the tackle. Watch here. He doesn't really duck. He just sort of lifts his arm when he's getting tackled.
Holding the ball.
Well, it's either one or the other.
If
it's
you
not
go
play
down,
on.
that's the end of your prior holding the ball.
It's not play on. That's actually holding the ball.
We've got to umpire this out of the game as Lipinski tumbles it forward. 2v1 and well done by the Johnson kicks his first in the big time. Ash Johnson wins a brilliant one-on-one and slams it through for Collingwood 4 in a row.
Geez, they're all sprinting over.
4-1-25 to 3-2-20.
He keeps his spot just on that.
Oh, yeah.
If you put in that sort of effort to kick a goal, you've got something.
And he's created opportunities. He kicked that. He was the one that socketed that one off the ground in the goal square. Could have had 2 early goals. He's creating contests. He looks energetic. And all the players on the ground, I know they do this a lot nowadays when someone kicks their first goal, but even the backs that were way behind the ball sprinted down. So obviously means a lot to this team, and well played.
Just seen Steele side bottom after that goal, go straight up to Ginnivan, and he's had a chat to him. I think he might have said to him, when you're there, you've got to give the first release in where the footy. You can't go looking for that one. So good from a Collingwood leader to go over and just say, make sure you give the first hands, because he actually ran about 4 or 5 metres looking for the high contact.
He did have someone there to give it to.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Cox with the big tap out of the middle. Collingwood have kicked the last 4. Adelaide the first 3, then Collingwood 4. Side bottom at centre half forward. Picked it up. Handballed it forward. Ginnivan a chance. Chase Jones comes out with the footy. And he copped a high one, ironically, from Ginnivan. And 50-metre penalty. Ginnivan didn't like it. And he's given away the 50. And the Crows can now come up almost to centre half forward. In fact, more like centre wing.
The crowd are loving Ginnivan.
Chase Jones kicks it out towards the pocket. Big pack of players, no mark. Off hands, McAdam was a chance, but he fumbled it off the ground. The Pies out of defence again. There's a lot of soccering going on today. Parnell picks it up, weaves in and out, kicks it back towards full forward. Murphy's the smallest man there. He won't mark it, and he's surrounded by bigger Pies, and they take it out of play. Adelaide 3-2, Collingwood 4-1.
Mason, Taylor.
It's a ball in deep for the Adelaide Crows, who have had it parked at the other end now for a good 10 minutes. Josh Dacos brings it away. High one down the wing. Cameron in front. Might have been held. In comes Butts, and he kicks it straight out of bounds on the full. Fascinates me with McRae and Ginnivan.
Yep.
What the messaging is.
He backed him up, McRae.
Yeah, he did. Surely you're saying to him, mate, you got way too much talent to make this what you stand for.
Well, McRae's words were that he's testing the tackle. So he's forcing the opposition to tackle him well. I don't know if he's doing that or he's given up prior by ducking. So I reckon well umpired. But I think that's holding the ball. He called that play on that last one.
O'Brien should mark and does. Oh, not paid. It was broken out of his hands. Handball on the up Murray. Broken down by a brilliant side bottom. But that kick's not going to work. Drop mark, though, deep.
Hinge.
And now we've got Dacos parked under it, 60 from home. So a couple of handling errors there from the Adelaide defence. Short one finds Bianco. He's still a kick and a half from home. 25 plays 20. 5-point lead, Collingwood.
Play on.
Bianco short again, this time Maynard.
Outside 5.
Penetrating left foot kick.
Play on.
Thumps it to a pretty dangerous spot.
Play on.
Cox, one of the players in the air. McCreary in the area as well as Cameron. Cameron absorbs a tackle ball up.
It's on here.
Let him go, Brody.
Yeah, bit of a blue. Just 20 out from the Collingwood goal.
Brody Smith and Jamie Elliott.
All right, this ball up in the goal mouth for Collingwood. Cameron doing the ruck work at ground level. Adelaide or Laird had a touch of the fumbles. They've managed to get it away from Collingwood's goal for the moment, though, but still a loose footy, a dangerous ball. And Adelaide free kick, last line of defence, so they can get it out of trouble here. And Chase Jones will be the recipient of the free kick. Just looking at the replay and holding the ball.
Yours.
So, long kick out of defence from Adelaide, or up high Moore, couldn't take the mark. Murphy of Adelaide off hands, kicks it forward, gained about 30 metres. Collingwood players slipping over in defence. Fogarty with the pressure. Well done, the big Fog, but Collingwood went out. They had the numbers back there. Fogg still in there trying, working hard. Pendlebury, the skipper, as cool as ever, picks it up at halfback, delivers out towards Cox. The wet ball, he wasn't able to complete the mark. Side bottom, sockers it along the ground, gains about 30 metres on that outer side. And in the end, Adelaide are happy to see the ball out over the line through Duday, and a throw in front of the Mark Rashudo stand.
A goggleless Mason Cox.
Yeah, I was going to say he hasn't got the glasses on today.
The wet doesn't work with him?
No, I don't know.
No windscreen wipers.
No, we got 27 seconds left. Been an entertaining first term given the conditions.
Still side bottom's been outstanding, by the way.
Cameron went to ground. Little one from Hamill, not really clearing the area. Noble went without, and then came back and slapped it into the path of Murphy. Noble again inside 50 almost with that punch off the ground, and now Berry.
Touch ball.
They've got 8 seconds to do something with it here, Collingwood. I'm not sure they're going to be able to. And there's the siren. 25 plays 20. The Magpies take a 5-point lead into quarter time on the IJ Liquor scoreboard. We're going to hear from Bernie and the Rock next, as well as Chris Dittmar, Rhett Biglands for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M Rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
People that spend thousands of dollars on handbags are idiots. What do you want out of all of this?
They want a nice handbag.
But there are nice handbags for $200.
Yeah. I know.
Spend $8,000. Some of the best things I've ever owned are handbags worth $200.
What's your favourite colour?
Blue.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Ream, Australia's favourite hot water. Steady, hot and strong.
This 2022 Toyota AFL season, Amy are offering Fansurance, a way of helping fans who have experienced their own footy-related clangers. You could win tickets to the 2022 Toyota AFL Grand Final, as well as heaps of minor prizes. Cop the footy to the face? That's a fan clanger. Tripped over the turnstile? That's a fan clanger as well. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance. Terms and conditions apply. Go to amy.com.au/fansurance for details.
2 100% Aussie Angus beef patties, tasty cheese and chunky tomato relish. Macca's Mighty Angus doesn't just have might, it has height. Available after 10:30am for a limited time.
Chances are you'll walk past someone today who is struggling to make ends meet. Even if they have a job,
They're skipping meals so their kids can maybe have enough to eat. The hunger crisis used to be about people on the street. Now it's about people in your street. At Foodbank, every dollar donated is 2 meals created and some kids' smiles reinstated. Help those in need. Donate to foodbank.org.au today.
Wood stores carbon, absorbed from the air by a growing tree, making every piece of wood a little miracle of nature. If you work with wood, discover more at woodsolutions.com.au.
Harvey Norman, your premium Optus dealer. Receive a $700 Harvey Norman gift card when you connect to a new $69 a month, 24-month SIM-only plan with 80 gigabytes of data for use in Oz. Available now at Harvey Norman. Offer available until withdrawn. Not available with any other offers. Minimum plan cost $1,656. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Harvey Norman, your premium Optus dealer.
Could you disappear for 21 days without a trace?
I'm gonna find you.
10's new series, Hunted, filmed in Melbourne. Premieres 7:30 tomorrow.
Hey Australia, use your phone a lot? Banking, working, checking in, guessing that last letter in today's puzzle? Well, if you're looking for a new mobile provider, make the switch to iiNet. Named Money Magazine's best value high usage mobile plans for 2022. Plus, a huge 50% off all mobile plan fees for the first 6 months. So call 13 19 17 or head online to switch today. New iiNet mobile customers only. T's and C's apply.
Imagine homes so well designed and luxurious, all electric and solar powered, saving up to 70% on energy bills by a builder with $7 billion in backing. Henley, tomorrow's homes today.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Repco. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years.
Collingwood 4-1-25, Adelaide 3-2-20. From McDonald's, kick your game day hunger with today's greatest catch, Macca's Mighty Angus, to 100% Aussie Angus beef patties, crispy bacon and chunky tomato relish. A Mighty Angus at Macca's today. I'm loving it. Available after 10:30am for a limited time. 5-point lead, Collingwood. Tom Rockcliffe, Bernie Vince.
Yeah, well, we've seen the Crows come out with a real intent and they dominated the first 10-15 minutes of that quarter.
Oh, they did.
Collingwood were able to get their game up and going, and the second half of that quarter just lived in Collingwood's front half. Their pressure certainly lifted. Their tackle count went through the roof, inside 50s on the Red Z leading stats. They're up to 17 now to the Adelaide Crows 10. So they were able to get their game going and gave their forwards an opportunity to kick a score.
Yeah, we're just chatting off air, myself and Ditz, and that was a great effort from Collingwood because away from home, as you said, rain pouring down, to have the first 3 goals kicked against you, the crowd gets up and about, especially at a stadium like this. I remember playing as the opposition player here, and it was just if the home team gets off to a good start, it's almost done, game gone, especially in those conditions. So for Collingwood not only to fight back and get back into the contest, but actually take a quarter-time lead into quarter-time, I think that's an outstanding effort and something that's probably gone underrated at this stage of the game. But Sidebottom, for me, has been the best player on the ground in these conditions, just so clean below his knees. His footy smarts are outstanding. Even just that goal he kicked out of the ruck, to not actually kick it or wait for it to hit the ground and half volley it through, he's been the best man on the ground.
Bob Jane T-Marts, they look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback on top tyre brands. 13 26 25 or order online. Bob Jane T-Marts, Rhett Biglands.
The Thorpe injury was quite a strange one. Almost called for the stretcher throughout that first term and then bolted off. So they assessed it. He's had some knee injuries problems this year. They strapped it up and he hasn't really tested out in quarter time, but I think he's going to be okay. So hopefully there's no injuries there. And they're going to put the goggles back on, Mason Cox.
Are they?
They've cleared them up. Yep, it's just a fog burn.
Yeah. Second term underway for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks football. Pies a chance in the middle. Big Riley O'Brien slid in and won the footy. Hamilton led. Collingwood now steal it back from them in the middle of the ground. Quick kick forward, cut off here. by Hamill. Hamill taken to ground. Keys. Handball went straight to Crisp of Collingwood. Kicks it forward in front, side bottom. Got there on the bounce. It got there on the half volley. Couldn't pick it up. He still paddles it forward though. Then he's dragged off the ball. Umpire said no. Fair and square. Laird pounces on it. Kicks forward for Adelaide. Good body work, Walker. But over the back, reading it as he always does, is Moore. Moore handballs to Maynard, who runs himself into trouble. Holding the arm on the ball, says the umpire. Kicking it forward now, Adelaide. Saligo in the pocket. Can't pick it up. Ball stays in play. Then he hammers it forward. It's all Collingwood back there, though. And in fact, they just walk it over the boundary line. Crowd want deliberate. And the umpire says, we will throw it in.
Bit stiff there, Saligo. Didn't actually take possession of the footy and got dragged off of the footy. So a bit lucky not to give a free kick away there, Collingwood.
I don't mind it in the wet, though, Bernard.
Yep.
Just let them play. It's a tough deck now for both clubs. Almost a high one on Jones, but again, the umpire puts the whistle away. We're going to have a ball up about 35-40 out from Adelaide. City end goal. River end goal. Ball thrown in the air, hovering over at Pendlebury. Nice and hard McHenry as always. That handball's going to miss the target and go out of play. And it will be thrown in, same spot. 3-2-20 Adelaide, 4-1-25 Collingwood. Ream hot water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Throw in, 25 around from the Pies goal. Cameron reached from behind, belted it forward. Collingwood a chance here. Loose ball in front of goal. In fact, it's the Crows end up gone the wrong way. Crows are marked. Tex Walker, centre half forward, takes the easiest of chest marks. Loose defending. It was a quick kick forward and a lack of concentration from the Collingwood defence. And it's hit Tex Walker right on the chest.
It's just something out of nothing, wasn't it? The ball going forward inside 50, just a quick kick forward. Side bottom was a tackler, but it's almost like all the Collingwood defenders had fallen back, thinking that ball was going to come in long, and Tex Walker was just watching the footy and just stood there and marked it uncontested.
Brand new contract this week, an extension of another 12 months next year for Tex, who's their leading goal kicker this season. He's been kicking really well too, and he makes no mistake with this one. And the Pies, the Crows get the first goal. I'm nuts here.
You need to smell bits.
Yeah, the Crows get the first goal of the second term. Bloody hell, who's playing? Tex has two, and Adelaide go to 4-2-26. Collingwood a 4-1-25 on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Yeah, the Harvey Norman replay. Tex took the ruck contest, and Cameron just floated forward trying to get involved in the next play, and obviously Tex stayed forward as the key forward, and he ended up by himself, took an uncontested mark on his chest, and we might need to see how big of a night Ditz had last night after the last 5 minutes he's had.
Then investigation to his whereabouts.
How is it that all great forwards just know where to lurk? Like, how would you know that ball's going to land there? And yet it's uncanny how the great ones know where to position themselves. Out of the middle, Elliott. Little dribble at a half forward. He's going to go off the ground again. Cameron taken quickly in a Dawson tackle at half forward, ball up. 4-2-26 Adelaide, 4-1-25 Collingwood as the sun breaks through. After some real heavy rain, Keys end on end. Rusco went without it. Maynard barrels it into the forward half for Collingwood. Almost Hoskin Elliott, then he goes off the ground, but only as far as Dawson. Last line of defence for the Adelaide Crows.
So the Crows a chance to relieve after kicking the first goal of this second term. It's a weird opening term. Crows kicked the first three. Collingwood kicked the next four. And now the Crows have the first of this second term. A loose ball at centre wing allows Darcy Moore to pick it up. He's kicked it goes about 40 metres straight up in the air. None of it's gone far enough. Hoskin Elliott almost a chance. Off hands to Rusco. Rusco belts it forward for the Pies. Gets to half forward. Crows defend well. Across half back right on the 50-metre line. And the umpire says, I'll ball it up. Hamill was the player who read it really well and came bursting through. Umpire throws it up quickly. O'Brien, Cameron beats him, brings it to ground, but off half-back it's the Crows and a high tackle. And the chance for the Crows to kick it right out of there through Hamill. The long left foot kick to centre wing, and gee, good mark, wasn't it? Phil Fort presented beautifully. He's a clever, skillful player. Turns and runs hard. Kicks high now towards Tex Walker, nearly a chest mark. Just dropped it on the way down, and it dribbles out of play on the outer side.
A couple of times in a row there, good body work there from Tex Walker. had Jeremy Howe, who loves to fly at the footy, running at it. The last 2 contests going inside 50, just worked him under it nicely.
As you heard from the umpire, it's going to be Walker and Cameron. Cameron just down to the front, and Maynard hacks it out of there. Duday with a late fist. Johnson tries to go off the ground. Big ball to win, centre of the Adelaide Oval. Myercheck copped a bit of a ping in the shoulder. Keys end on end inside 50. Cameron in front of Walker.
Touch late.
And takes the relieving chest mark for Collingwood. Wide to Nick Dacos. And now short to Howe. Has a fumble but got taken high. Dacos takes the advantage into the middle. Beautiful ball. Crisp drops what he should have taken. In comes Laird. And then Keys. Big body of Maynard wrapped him up. Collingwood in number now. Josh Dacos. Handball to his brother. Howe. Off a step, and that's out on the full. Good heat from the Adelaide Crows midfielders. McHenry on that occasion.
Yeah, good pressure. So Adelaide again have started this second term pretty well. They did it in the opening term, started much better than Collingwood. As the ball comes back inboard for Adelaide. Adelaide centre wing out of side. Taking plenty of time. Brodie Smith now runs hard as he likes to do and kicks it long. Gains a good 50 to 60 metres. In front, O'Brien had the ball fisted away. Big collision. Soligo involved for Adelaide. Collingwood had the ball, lost it across halfback. Quick kick forward by the Crows. Goes to the pocket. And it's all Collingwood. Crisp left foot kick out of the danger zone. Goes out towards halfback side bottom of Charts and socket forward. And Thilthorpe plays in front. And the same thing we saw with Tex Walker. It's hit him right on the chest. A quick opportunistic kick going forward. And Thilthorpe marks identical spot to Tex Walker, about 30 metres out straight in front.
Well, that's just a soccer off the ground. And as you called it, did smart forwards. They know where they just play in front, because on a days like this, you know players are going to try and soccer it forward, knock it forward, play in front, and you'll be rewarded.
Thilthorpe on his way in now, the big man. About 35 out, gets under it a little bit, and he's pushed it left. Minor score for Adelaide, and they go to 4-3-27. Lead Collingwood 4-1-25, and that's on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
You'd like to see that go through if you're Riley.
Yeah.
Not going to get too many looks on a real slippery, wet day.
No, not as a key forward.
More.
Move it on. Yours.
Thumps it to the outer side. And a simple mark in the end. Tackle, they could have raffled it. It was Murray in front.
Having a good little run at it here at the moment. Adelaide need to make the most of it, though.
Long ball back inside 50. Fogarty, Moore. And Murphy in the end happy to concede.
Thanks, Nathan.
Another behind for Adelaide. They are now 4-4-28. Collingwood are 4-1-25. And that is on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
So the ball back into play. Cox the target. Oh, he had it and lost it on the way down. Bianco was good, although he handballed to the feet of Pendlebury. Made it very hard for the skipper. He's now turned it over. Miller had picked it up. Handball to Laird. Laird of Adelaide. Quick kick forward. Courage needed. And they came from all directions as it was. Courage from all of them. Bianco on the end of a handball. Clever. What a handball through to Pendlebury. He would have enjoyed that. Howe, similar. Threads the needle. Gets the handball to Crisp. Collingwood away going forward. On the end of it, Elliott. That is magnificent football. Amazing stuff from one end to the other. Gee, the handball skills. Tommy, hang on, I'll come back to you. Elliott plays on around the corner. He's given it too much and it's a minor score. How skillful was that ball movement?
Brilliant. Pendlebury involved. Very clean.
Collingwood 4-2-26. Adelaide a 4-4-28 Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Funny, Bernard, when you get the ball into the hands of your best ball users, you tend to enter forward 50 nicely.
Yep.
Whereas when you get the crabs, it tends to be a floating mung gun nowhere, and you get scored against often at the other end is how modern footy works. Don't know if you're aware of that.
That's what we saw a lot at the Claremont reserves.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it was so hard as a forward. That's what made the 9 such an incredible feat.
You had to win it yourself.
That's it. McHenry. Nice stiff arm, but then he gets run down from behind by Bianco.
Collingwood.
Good effort from this young player trying to establish himself in a good side. Trent Bianco.
Play on.
Drier conditions now. Gets around McHenry.
Oh, nice.
Steers a good ball too to Carmichael. Wing half forward member side. Collingwood into the breeze. Going to the northern end, Carmichael floats a high one forward. Miller has got to park himself under this almost. Ginnivan spoiling from behind. And a ball up, I suspect. No, they eventually allowed out through Ginnivan, flicked it back to McCreary. High ball from McCreary to about 20 metres out. At the back, Cameron off the ground. Absolutely brilliant.
Get out.
Got his first. Collingwood back in front. 4-4-28. The Maggies 5-2-32. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Yeah, on the Harvey Norman replay there, you see him go up to take the mark. He's in the contest, and then Cameron out of mid-air. He's kicked it around the corner. Ruckman should not be able to do that, but a great finish. And Collingwood, they've looked dangerous when they've been able to go forward in this second quarter. They just haven't had too many opportunities. Elliott should have probably gone back and kicked that goal, and then they've gone in again, and Cameron gets on the end of that one. So they've gone in twice for a goal and a point this quarter.
Red Biglands, Bob Jane T-Marts.
A rundown from behind from Trent Bianco. That was team lifting stuff. Every player, including the coach, McRae on the bench, he jumped off the bench and celebrated. We know how hard he's worked to get back into this side. Had 35 disposals in the VFL last week, and they score off the back of it, and they were just wrapped down here.
Biggles down on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts. Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream. Hot water. Triple M rocks football. Collingwood tried to come out of the middle. Riley O'Brien, the ruckman, worked hard. And in fact, he's won the free kick now. Holding the ball. You love it when you see a ruckman going after it. Schonberg for Adelaide. Sends them forward to half forward. No mark taken. Off hands Maynard. He wanted the boundary. Muller lost it in the tackle. That is holding the ball. And Bianco was the play. He's having a good 5 minutes, Bianco. A handball over the top. The short pass it was, in fact, Crisp. Now kicks forward for Collingwood. They've got the numbers. Off-hand side bottom. Picks it up beautifully. Right foot kick and on the chest. How good is that, McCreary? Side bottom. Gee whiz, that was smooth, wasn't it?
Well, as soon as they won the free kick here, they had an outnumber 4-40. I don't know if it was just Collingwood players not getting up the ground to defend or what it was, but once they won it, they were always going to win it as long as they got it down or got it onto the ground. And how good still side bottom being in these conditions?
Amazing.
First of all, the clean pick-up and then the finish inside 50. Deserves a goal.
McCreary, 40 metres, 45-degree angle. He starts at left and comes back.
Nice.
Great kick.
Give it a bit.
Great kick.
Points at someone.
And Collingwood get their sixth. Little bit of breathing space. 6-2-38. They lead by 10 points. Adelaide 4-4-28. And that's on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. I tell you, the player I'm enjoying is Bianco.
Yeah, he's been good.
Quite smooth, isn't he?
No, he's been great. Been very clean. Love his tackle follow-up. But nice finish. He might have been copying a little bit of advice, I reckon, over the fence there.
He was.
Bo McCreary. And as soon as he flushed that, was never going to miss, just turned around and pointed him out and said, well, that's how good I am. I can kick him from anywhere. So well done to him. Well done to Collingwood. Probably deserved one there off the back of that nice tackle up the field and nice ball work.
Red Z lending stats. Rory Laird with 15 for Adelaide. Nick Dacos continuing. Rock his fine season with 15 for Collingwood.
Yeah, rising star. I think it's all wrapped up now for him.
Pendlebury 13, side bottom 10 as we're back in the middle of this superb Adelaide Oval. Kicked into Cox. Picked up by Lipinski. Handball off to Crisp. Inside 50, Collingwood. Big double fister by the Adelaide defence. Berry came in. Slipped a handball to Dawson. His handball was really hot for Schoenberg. He actually controlled it really well.
Gotta give it
then he gave it away. Way to numbers here with Collingwood, although Miller won a really good ball. Gave it to Dawson. And Dawson tumbles it down the line for Fogarty. Got the Texan there as well.
Well done.
Out is Soligo. He's got Murphy on him. He wants to use him. He put a flamethrower to him. Lockie Murphy can't believe it.
You are kidding.
And it's going to be thrown in when it should have been a simple goal for the Crows.
Jeez. Had him out by an absolute country mile. Murphy looked around and was just surprised, bewildered. Couldn't believe that he didn't see him running into goal.
That's poor.
That'll get replayed.
Yeah, let off for Collingwood there. They still lead the Pies by 10 points deep into this second term. Throw in full short. Tex Walker read it the best of all. Pouncing on it, Fogarty left foot. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Miraculous. What a goal. Fogarty left foot. No daylight to look at all. He was up against the boundary line and he has threaded it through. An incredible goal. And the Fogs got two. And Adelaide get their fifth. What a goal that was. They go to 5-4-34. Trail by 4 points. Collingwood 6-2-38. And that's on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay. Tex just brought it to the front and Fogarty he got on the move and then he just slapped it through on the left foot and then gave the crowd a little bit too. He had a bit of a strut after this.
He didn't really give it much. He just sort of popped the chest out and ran along the fence and said, how good am I? I'm from Lucendale. I'm a tough farmer and I can kick goals from the pocket. How clean some of the big boys been today as well. We saw Darcy Cameron down the other end. A nice finish, and Fogarty there finishing off well. This is turning into a good game.
Got a couple, Fogarty. 4-point lead, Collingwood. Cox out of the middle. Phil Thorpe with him. Phil Thorpe gets a nice handball. Under pressure away to Berry. Berry to Schoenberg. Schoenberg back to Berry. Laird, and now Berry again at centre-half forward. Inside 50 ball. McAdam's hands were beautiful at ground level. Jones tries to find McAdam. What a great ball. But that wasn't good either. Exiting D50, and Phil Thorpe's able to take it 60 from home. And he goes to the Texan with a nicely massaged pill. 40 from home. And we have the perfect view behind big number 13. Set shot for his third.
Yeah, very patient there. Just waited for Tex to get in position and open the space up in front of him, and he almost kicked it there. Tex pointed to the position and then just moved into it beautifully.
There's a bit of left to right in his kick too. This will suit him.
Oh, he's got the wind coming from his left. Sit it up and allow it to just bring it back to the goal face Texan. It's coming back, but not enough. And help through for a behind anyway. So the scoreboard reads 6-2-38 Collingwood. 5-4-34. In fact, make that 5-5-35 Adelaide. As it's chopped out by Jones.
So the kick in from Collingwood, they've made a blue. Chase Jones descended back inside 50. Huge pack of players. Cox got up high. Over the back, Phil Thorpe kicks it and it's a goal. Read it beautifully. The big men are dominating on a wet day at Adelaide. It's amazing. Adelaide hit the front. They kicked the first 3 of the afternoon to lead. Collingwood hit back with the next 4. And now Adelaide have regained the lead. 6-5-41. Collingwood a 6-2-38. And that's on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. And it is a real good game of footy. What about the big fellas out there?
Yeah, aren't they? They're just clean below their knees. One take, kicking a goal. He missed an opportunity, a really easy opportunity from probably 40 out directly in front. But Collingwood defenders, they won't want to see that again. There was Darcy Moore, Jeremy Howe. There's another player that went up. And it just skidded out the back through their hands, and well, he just weighted down. Big Phil Thorpe took it clean, snapped it through. So Adelaide, geez, they've dominated the last 5 minutes, haven't they?
Lockie Murphy, another Joe the Goose. He's going to wander into half-time going, listen, I actually play for this. I don't know if any of you are aware.
I know I'm a sawn off, but can't you see me? I'm here.
Twice he was in the goal square, and he's been burnt twice as ball ain't coming out of the centre circles and a ball up. 6-5-41 Adelaide, 6-2-38 Repco. Show your card, save this month at Repco, driven by passion for 100 years. Good pick up there by Dawson. Hinge, left foot inside 50.
Good mark.
Beautiful mark. McAdam coming at the ball. Yeah, take a set shot almost directly in front. 40 from home.
Geez, that's a great take. At full tilt in slippery conditions. I know it's not raining right now at the moment, but and Darcy Moore is a defender too. It's not like he's on a crab, as you said before, Jim.
No. Quality Darcy Moore.
All-Australian defender. Long limbs too. Couldn't find a way to get his fist in.
This for 3 in a row for the home side. McAdam gets under it and pushes it to the right. Bad miss. 6-6-42, 6-2-38. Adelaide lead it by 4 points.
Just some stats on the Red Z Lending stats. That was the Crows' 5th mark inside 50. You compare that to Collingwood, they've only had 3, and the contested ball numbers now would be concerning for Collingwood. It's plus 14 for the Crows in that stat.
So the Pies come members grandstand side, no mark taken. Crows keep the ball alive, but it only went as far as Maynard, who go to Lipinski. He was tackled, taken to the ground straight away. Good tackling from Adelaide. And the umpire says, I'll ball it up. Tackler was Murray. Now it's just outside the 50 for the Crows. Phil Thorpe into the ruck. Cameron, who's having a real good game, I reckon, at ground level. Lipinski. And in the end, Bianco just rushes it forward with a kick. Gee, that was a high take. Had his ears massaged.
He got belted
heavily there by Murray. And Elliott at halfback gets a free kick in front of the members. So taking a bit of time here, not much on offer. Sizing up the options now. He runs hard and will kick long. Gains about 40, 50 metres up high. Gee, that was a big leap, but no mark taken. Crows at ground level, a chance. Collingwood come in now, and good tackling from Keys. Collingwood player with the ball was Hoskin-Elliott at ground level. Umpire says, I'll ball it up centre wing.
It's the first game of Ash Johnson just trying to take mark of the year in the wet.
He has a crack
on debut.
I like this.
I like you do. Phil Thorpe, good pickup. Gave it to Miller. Low ball forward. McHenry, also Fogarty with a bit of a body lick on Murphy, who buggers off the ground. Nice from big number 32, throwing the 100 kilos around. Biggles, down to you.
Ash Johnson took some collateral damage in that hang there, JB. He's taken out Mycheck, who's just hanging that right shoulder a bit lower. May have been like a knee to the sort of back, sort of shoulder area. So he's trying to tough through it, but it's a nice hit.
Slapped out of the hands of Keys. Maynard belted it forward to the wing. There is Mycheck taking the ground. Elliott nice and hard. Keys picked it up. Kick partially smothered. Roscoe at centre-half back. Did that pretty well to Dacos. Spilt it. Hinge came in and picked it up. Handball sideways to the Texan. Oh, what about Tex? The vision and then the execution. Magnificent. Found McAdam. 15 out. Not much angle.
Yeah, there is two parts to that. First of all, you've got to see him, because we've seen Salego, young player I know, just absolutely cook Lockie Murphy before running into goal. But Tex, first of all, the vision, and as you said, the finish on his left peg, mind you, darted it about 40 metres straight to McAdam.
Should goal from here, McAdam, to make it 3 in a row for Adelaide. He does. They get around him. Texan's got a halfer because he knows that was quality. And Adelaide have jumped out now to a 10-point lead, 7-6-48 to Collingwood 6-2-38. McAdam with his first.
The big men are making the small men look a bit second-rate today. They're on fire in the wet. Fogarty, Tex Walker, that's their 6 mark inside 50. A great left foot kick straight to McAdam's chest, and he just went back and finished it there. Hinge was able to turn the footy over when Dacos went to ground on the outer wing, and Hinge kept his feet and kept the ball alive.
Whoever's the cleanest team's going to win today, because again, that goal off the back of an uncontested drop mark, again, slipped through Dacos's hand, hit the deck, and as soon as it hit the deck, he went to ground, and can't go to ground in these conditions. It's a bit of a cop-out, a way to get out of the contest, and it hurt him.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks football in the middle. Collingwood a chance, they claim it at centre wing on the outer side, lose it in the tackle. Going in crisp to try and win the ball, can't do so. And at the bottom of the pack, it's a Crows player now who won it in the end. It's Laird. Crows by 10 points. We've played 23 minutes of the second term at the Adelaide Oval. Umpire throws it up quickly. O'Brien with the tap down. Comes down to the Crows on ball as Keys. Well tackled, thrown to ground heavily. And now too many players around the footy. Umpire says, I'll have it. Still inside the centre square. Umpire throws it up. Cameron reaches over the top. O'Brien probably got the better of it. Cameron tried to soccer out of the air. Keys just waiting for the ball to come out. Doesn't come out for him. Elliott's in there trying to get it out. Does so to Bianco, who fumbled. Now loose ball comes out towards Members. Centre wing. It's a foot race. McCreary did well. Pushed it along. Gained about 30 metres. Now side bottom a chance. Kept the ball alive. And, boundary umpire said it went out. I thought he kept it in, but... boundary umpire to throw it in by the interchange gate.
4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half. 7-6-48 Adelaide, 6-2-38 Collingwood. Mycheck getting worked on by the medical staff of the Collingwood Footy Club. Thumped forward by Pendlebury to half forward. Hinge to Keys. Oh, look at Keezer. Makes simple things look harder than they should be as Pendlebury. Ginnivan missed with his handball. Pendlebury off the deck. Actually, the complete opposite to Scott Pendlebury, who makes really hard things look easy. Keezer goes the other way as Cameron flicked a handball back into the path of Pendlebury, taken high, gets a free. And that was there. Point of the square, half forward Collingwood.
So Pendlebury.
Downfield.
Oh, no.
Downfield.
This will be in the square.
Adelaide Crows.
Oh, Adelaide, other way.
Adelaide here.
Other way.
Against Mason Cox, I think.
Coxie!
Yeah, they're getting into him.
Big turnover.
Glasses on.
Play on.
So Berry from defensive side of centre wing goes towards Fogarty. Had a couple to beat, couldn't take the mark. Howard ground level, paddles towards the boundary line, gets there. And Collingwood can just reset in defence for the moment. because they trail 10 points down. Let's go to Red Biglands on the boundary.
So they're assessing Myercheck's right shoulder. It looks as though it's a bit of a stinger because they're trying to put some heat into that rather than any structural damage. And that free kick down the ground, Big Cox got rid of Murray, just dumped him, threw him behind play. Umpire was all over it.
Has got the ability to fade the brain, Big Mace. And the ball is on the ground and going to be thrown up by the umpire.
Really silly on a wet day. Scotty Pendlebury's about to put the ball inside 50 and all of a sudden the ball's now at half forward for the Crows.
Seabus super special comments there from Tommy Rockcliffe. Bernie Vince as well here at the Adelaide Oval. Bianco's hands really good. Rusco to half forward, floats out into open space. Elliott comes at the ball and won it with brilliance. Now Ginnivan can get on his bike. Inside 50, Ginnivan has kicked a brilliant note. Just missed it. It looked good off the boot. 6.3.39, 7.6.48.
Geez, he burned a couple as well. Had McQuarrie inside as well. He just had tunnel vision then. Snap around the body. I'm not sure whether that was the right kick, being in the wrong pocket. Snapped it against the way you'd normally kick it. Drop punt or either pass it inside.
Dawson runs hard, gains about 20 metres and then gets the kick out towards Chase Jones. It's the Crows by 9 points deep into this second term. Half-time not far away. Jones called to play on. You heard the umpire. Exclusively. Fogarty up high. Didn't take the mark. And Bianco takes it out of play.
Well, Fogg's taken a huge hanger against North Melbourne a couple of weeks ago. Now he thinks he's Brett Burton. He thinks he can take mark of the year every week. Geez, he got up high again. Just forgot to put the hands up in time. But Sam Berry's had 12 tackles so far in this game. The record this season, 17. So looks likely to break that.
Throw it in front of the members. True centre wing position. Jones held high. Umpire said no. Crisp is the tackler. In fact, it's Carmichael, sorry. Carmichael tackling. Umpire says, I'll ball it up centre wing.
2 minutes, 45 left in this second term. Adelaide lead it by 9 points. Well done, Schoenberg. Got a handball into the centre of the ground. McHenry's hands are a little slick. Socket off the ground by the Magpies to half forward. Johnson ran past the footy. Duday fell over. They latched onto him. And now Keys can bring it away off half-back. Nice. Stuck it wide. McAdam, goal side. Picks it up on Maynard. Did brilliantly, Maynard, to come back on the footy. Superb smother. Now Nick Dacos off half-back Collingwood.
Runs hard, delivers through the middle. Can he find the target? He does. Great football, Collingwood, as they work their way up. Now through Johnson, the new player, the debutant today. Goes to Elliott. Great kick, beautiful kick. And he hits Elliott right on the chest. Johnson's done a couple of real special things today. You'd reckon he would keep his spot in this side just on the couple of things we've seen alone.
Great size as well, 193 centimetres, 87 kilos. So for the clean, well, he's been so clean below his knees, made good footy decisions, and he's finished there. Beautiful.
Well, the goal he kicked earlier was, you had to see it. It was special in that opening term. So Elliott kicking right into the teeth of this breeze. It's going across the ground, almost straight in his face, and he's 49 metres out. Can he get the journey? He can, but he's kicked it out to the right. He's missed everything. So tough conditions, and it's starting to deteriorate again, you would think. So Adelaide remain 7-6-48, Collingwood 6-3-39, Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Minute 16 left. Duday gives it off to Dawson, the distributor. Long left football out of side. Fogarty. Jeez, they're good mitts.
He's a new player the last month and a half. Had a really good month.
Game number 53. Sometimes you have to get to that sort of point, Burn.
Yep.
And then it starts to click. McHenry, it got past him. Miller came in. More. In fact, it was Murphy taking the ground. And we're going to have a ball up about 45 from home, Adelaide end of the ground. 40 seconds left for them to hit the scoreboard. The Texan and Cameron. Tex goes back and finds it. Little underground handball was a little hot. McCreary, Maynard off the deck, but straight into the hands of Murray.
So it's coming back, the Crows. Hamill, his handball goes astray. Bad mistake through the middle. McCreary has given away a free kick. Adelaide should be able to go, no advantage. I thought they were off there, but McCreary gave away a free kick in the middle. Chase Jones, you heard the umpire exclusively mic for Triple M. Jones, short to Schonberg. Have they got time? Can they go forward? He plays on. Schonberg delivers out towards the pocket. Fogarty the target. No mark taken, or was there? No. McHenry wants it. Umpire says no. No, it's not yours. Held to him, and they'll ball it up in the right forward pocket for the Crows. Good quarter by Adelaide. Collingwood led at quarter time. Crows in front for the moment. McCreary picked up nicely. Handball, to Noble. That was good footy out of defence to the outer side. Ginnivan, he can run onto this, and it's half-time at the Adelaide Oval, and a good entertaining game of footy.
9-point leaders are the Adelaide Crows at half-time. We are going to take a break, Chris Dittmar. When we come back, we'll have Bernie Vince, Tom Rockcliffe, and also Rhett Biglands for company. 5-point quarter-time lead Collingwood has turned into a 9-point half-time lead to Adelaide. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Repco. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M's Sunday rub doesn't hold back.
He's a non-competitor. He causes issues off the field. He's getting overpaid.
But they're always sure to review their own performance as well.
All the teams are in there, and then the expert tips. Wayne Carey, dead last.
You've got to do everything once. You've got to finish last once in your life.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 1 for the D's and Power. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Tradies. Beacon Trade's got your back with 120 stores open 7:30 weekdays and well stocked with fans, lights and electrical accessories at trade-only prices. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Stop paying more for your home or business loans just because you're self-employed. For 20 years, Chocolate Money has been helping builders, developers, subcontractors and the self-employed buy their first home and investment property and helping with their building projects and cash flow. Chocolate Money is the mortgage broker of choice for the self-employed. Call now and find out how they can sweeten your financial situation. 1300 137 539 or chocolatemoney.com.au. Australian credit licence 387277.
We know who you are. If you're looking for somewhere to hide, there is no safe place.
Dan's new series, Hunted, filmed in Melbourne. Premieres 7:30 tomorrow.
Next time you pick up a piece of wood, think about what you're holding. Nature's ultimate renewable. A whole house frame's worth is regrown in Australia every 150 seconds. Wood stores carbon too, absorbed from the air by a growing tree. And it's bloody beautiful. Every piece is a little miracle of nature. If you work with wood, discover more at woodsolutions.com.au.
I've done this for years, but it's never felt so hard.
My business needs support. So do I.
New Access for Small Business Owners, developed by Beyond Blue, provides mental health coaching to get you feeling like yourself again. Designed for small business owners and sole traders, it's via phone or video, and you don't need a doctor's referral.
That'd really help.
Search New Access for Small Business Owners and inquire today.
Steel prices are rising. But relax. You can still beat the increase with Best Sheds. Quality Australian engineered sheds made to order. You must be quick. See bestsheds.com.au now.
Campbell Brown here with Andrew Shea, CEO of Builders Academy. What would you say to someone looking to get into the building industry, mate?
Thanks, Brownie. There's never been a better time to enter the building and construction industry. Whether it's starting a Certificate 2 or moving into an apprenticeship in carpentry, we can help those entering the industry or pathwaying towards a Certificate 4 or diploma to become a registered building legend.
Thanks, Andrew. Get in touch with Builders Academy on 1300 Legend.
RTO 21583.
We're defined by untamed trails and imperfect conditions. So the gear we design is designed to last. MacPack's winter sale is on now, with up to 40% off MacPack sleeping bags and packs. Explore the trails less travelled.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
Great half of football here at the Adelaide Oval. Amazingly, Adelaide lead by 9 points at half-time. They kicked the first 3 goals. It pelted down with rain. Collingwood hit back with the next 4. Collingwood led at quarter time. And now at half-time, Adelaide, after a very good second term, lead, as I said, by 9 points. Tom Rockcliffe, Bernie Vince, the big men, strangely enough, on a wet afternoon, dominating.
Yeah, they are. That's probably why the Crows are in front as well. They've been able to take 4 contested marks, and Collingwood haven't registered 1 contested mark yet. So they've also taken the 7 marks inside 50 to Collingwood only 3. So their ability to control the ball by foot but also mark the footy has been the difference so far in this game.
It's just the feel of what Adelaide have done too. Adelaide supporters, they want to be proud of what Adelaide turn up and give, and I know that's a bit of a broad sort of conversation to have, but right from the start today, Adelaide have come and they look like a different team. Around the contest, they've been very good. Plus, I think 10 in contested possession, and the clearance, they've been really good. So I just think if you're an Adelaide supporter and you turned up today in wet conditions, you'd be proud of what they've put out today, because there's been some weeks where, you know, they've been really disappointing.
For some reason, against the good sides, they've done this every time.
They find a way, don't they?
They don't end up winning, but they, for 90% of the game, they scare the hell out of the team, don't they? Whether,
one day
against Melbourne, they did it. And
one day they will actually hold on and win one of those games, and that's, I guess, the next step for a young group. You be not only do you pressure teams or scare them, you actually win those games, and that's the next step for an Adelaide footy club. And today, this game's right there for the taking. Up at half time, 9 points, as you said, did. So this game's right there, and if they want it bad enough, they could get it.
And Collingwood on that point, they've been really good against the good teams, but also let themselves down against those bottom teams.
They do.
And they've done it again today in the first half.
Lost to West Coast, didn't they? They only just got up. They were 26 points down at three-quarter time against North Melbourne last week, and no one's even got, you know...
So that's got to be a concentration type thing, surely.
Well, it's an attitude problem, isn't it, really? It's the way they're going into those types of games, and today's another example of that. So that's a bit of a concern there. I guess the positive in that one is that you're matching it with the best teams, and if Collingwood are good enough to make the finals, they'll be playing against the best team, so that's a good sign as well. But I like what I've seen from Adelaide today. They should be proud of what they've done so far, but it's only a half. So what they haven't been able to do is do it for 4 quarters. So let's see if they can do it.
All right, the goal kickers to half-time. Tex Walker's got 2 and Darcy Fogarty 2, and all individuals as far as the Pies are concerned. So it is the Crows by 9 points at half-time. Who's been getting a ton of the footy? Tell us about the Red Z lending stats.
Yeah, well, for the Adelaide Crows, it's the usual suspects. Laird's up to 17, Dawson 13. And for Collingwood, it's Nick Dacos. He's up to 16, and Scotty Pendlebury's had the 15 in game 350. But Steel Sidebottom's only touched it 10 times, but he's been super important with the touches he's had.
No, he has, and that's what I said about class players. I love seeing class players play in the wet because they stand out. They extend the gap between the mid players. So he's been outstanding. Very good below his knees. As we said, he's finished inside 50. I just love players that make great decisions going inside 50, and one that springs to mind is that one where he took it clean here in front of the commentary box and then punched it inside to McQuarrie, who was able to finish off. So, he's been standing out. But as you said, the big men have actually been really good on a day that you wouldn't expect big men to dominate too much, but they've just been brilliant. Darcy Cameron's been good. Tex Fogarty has flown at the footy, taken one good mark and finished. He kicked a bloody good goal too on his left foot from the wrong pocket. So, I mean, they're having influence on this game, and you spoke about the contested marks. Collingwood need to lift in that area.
What about the goal of Cameron?
Big ruck. How good was that? Out of the air. It was a soccer goal.
But, you know, look at the day. It was pouring down rain. Dacos not only the 16 possession, 83%.
Yeah, he's a star.
He's so clean.
He's a star.
Incredible.
And Collingwood, how lucky getting a couple of father-sons that just dominate straight away. First year. It's hard to believe it's his first year in this competition.
Yeah, for sure. The halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch 18-volt by-2, brushless tools, 1 battery corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. I want, for Collingwood people listening, tell us all about Ash Johnson, his first game.
He's done some good things. He's been exciting. He kicked an unbelievable goal, as you called Ditz, but he could have had a few more. He socketed one from the goal square. I know it was wet and slippery at the time. The rain was pelting down, but he sort of skimmed off the side of his boot and hit the post. But he's flown for marks. He's tried to take mark of the year. He's done, and this is his first game, remember. He's done everything. So I just like his pressure. His tackling has been really good, and he just looks energetic, as you do in your first game, but he looks up and about, real barometer of this team.
Confidence confidence thing, isn't it? He's just gone out there. He hasn't second-guessed himself. The ball's there to win. He's gone for it, and he's been able to win. He's jumping at that footy up in the air and trying to take those marks.
Yeah, indeed. All right, what do the Pies need to do?
Well, they need to start winning the contest. Contested possession, they're right down at the moment, -10. So you double that in a half, -20. You don't win too many games losing contested possession by 20. So Adelaide, that's an area they haven't been great in the last few weeks. They've improved a little bit, but that's an area I'd be concentrating on. Contested ball clearance. Get it in our half, because if it does come in wet again or we see a bit of rain, playing the game in your half makes it so much easier.
They need to lift their pressure and intent around the footy. They need to give their...
They're very good at that too.
They are, yeah. They are.
Team.
And they're a very good team off turnover, which they just haven't been able to do today. To the Adelaide Crows' credit, they've been really good. So they've gone inside 50 more than what the Crows have, but they just haven't been able to hit the scoreboard like Adelaide have.
All right, good on you, boys. It's a star-studded lineup here in the Triple M box today. Bernie, Vince, Tommy Rockcliffe. Time for our half-time clanger. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does.
Creary thumping handball, Myercheck inside 50, they'll go.
Oh, no.
Hoskin Elliott dropped a point.
No.
It bounced out of his guts, and then he gets run down holding the ball. Had a complete and unadulterated nightmare. What the hell's Will Hoskin Elliott on about?
He's just called beautifully by James Brait. Just having a rest at half-time, JB.
Yeah.
I've seen a sausage roll, a pasty. He's now into a cup of tea. He's had a Coke.
What else is he going to have?
Well, and he's already told me where he's drinking after the game. So he's got the food and grog sorted.
Don't be surprised if we lose him before the full time. It can happen in this box.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
Indeed.
Duck left halfway through the rub.
Yeah. Run their own race, these boys from Melbourne. Hey, just before we go to the break, I know it's probably been talked about a lot this week, but Pendlebury, where does he sit as far as the Hall of Famers at Collingwood go? Obviously, in recent years, Buckley, Dane Swan, Pendlebury. Where does he sit for you, Rocky?
He'd have to be number one for me. I think he's gone past them all now, and he's been a super player, premiership, captain for a long time, just super consistent. As we touched on before, it seems like he's in second gear a lot of the time, and everyone else around him is in fifth gear. He just makes everything slows down around him. So I'd have him at number one out of those three.
Gee, okay.
Yeah, I think you have to. Just purely out of numbers. You look at his record, 350 games record holder, all Australians. He's been captain for a long period of time. I think most games as captain as well for Collingwood. So I'd have to have him number one. He's done everything, and he's for so long as well. He's been pretty lucky on the injury front too. He's never really injured, is he? Can you remember him being injured at all?
No.
Can't remember him missing.
Driving in today, listening to you blokes though, what about that stat? Top three, 13 times in the best and fairest.
13 times.
13
That's
times.
unbelievable.
It is indeed. Hey, for Choice Hotels, let's go round the grounds. Need a break? Book, direct and save with Choice Hotels, choicehotels.com.
Yeah, the Brisbane Lions lead by 7 points at halftime in their game against the Giants down there at Canberra. So a close one there. I think the Lions jumped out to an early lead, but the Giants have been able to claw their way back into that game.
Good on you, Rocky. Halftime here at the Adelaide Oval. Back with the second half shortly. It's the Crows by 9 points, 7-6-48. Collingwood a 6-3-39. It's been a halftime break for Bosch Power Tools, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
In massive Olympics news, the modern pentathlon is going to be replacing the equestrian leg of the event, and they've landed on an obstacle course. We're going to see monkey bars at the Olympics.
What do you mean, monkey bars?
So they're going to debut this test event in Turkey in June. There's going to be a rope swing, monkey bars, angled ladders.
Oh, like Ninja Warrior.
It's literally Ninja Warrior.
Like Wipeout.
Is Ben Fordham calling it?
I would hope so.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Australia, the Gem is here. The newest and most exciting prize and rewards program. The Gem is giving away even more. More cars, more cash, more trips, more savings from Australia's best retailers, and even more back to the community. Join the Gem today at thegem.com and you could win a new Ford Ranger Wild Track. Plus $10,000 worth of tools. Enter the code THEGEM to receive your bonus entries. See website for terms and conditions.
They say you can't beat a classic. And with 100% Aussie Angus, fresh lettuce, onion and juicy tomato, Macca's Classic Angus proves them 100% right. Available after 10:30 a.m.
Did you know a single blood donation could save up to 3 lives? So whether it's your family, your mates, or the community you love, donate for the people you care about the most. When you donate blood, you're more than just a blood donor. You're the lifeblood of Australia. Join us and search Give Blood to book your donation with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood today. Give life, give blood.
Harvey Norman, your premium Optus dealer. Receive a $700 Harvey Norman gift card when you connect to a new $69 a month, 24-month SIM-only plan with 80 gigabytes of data for use in Oz. Available now at Harvey Norman. Offer available until withdrawn. Not available with any other offers. Minimum plan cost $1,656. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Harvey Norman, your premium Optus dealer.
This 2022 Toyota AFL season, Amy are offering Fansurance, a way of helping fans who have experienced their own footy-related clangers. You could win tickets to the 2022 Toyota AFL Grand Final, as well as heaps of minor prizes. Cop the footy to the face? That's a fan clanger. Tripped over the turnstile? That's a fan clanger as well. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance. Terms and conditions apply. Go to amy.com.au/fansurance for details.
Crypto, boring. Property, too expensive. Invest in something that you can have fun with. Motorbikes. Classic 80s Jap, British Road, American Muscle and Colt Motocross. Buy it schmick or fix it up. There's thousands of collectible bikes for sale now at justbikes.com.au.
Good blokes don't abuse junior umpires. Great blokes call it out. Triple M stands against umpire abuse.
Hello there, Damien Carbon with your national news briefing. Cash for COVID leave is now back after the nation's leaders met today and agreed to reinstate the pandemic leave payments, at least until the end of September. It's in response to the growing number of cases due to the BA4 and 5 subvariants, forcing workers to isolate for 7 days, often without pay. Prime Minister also again urging Australians to roll up their sleeves and get a 4th COVID jab.
If you are eligible to get a booster, get it. They're free. They help protect your health and help alleviate the impact of COVID, including the new variants.
Well, there's more advice on masks today too, with the country's top docs strongly encouraging us to cover up indoors. Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk leaving today's National Cabinet meeting with a clear message.
Please, you are strongly encouraged to wear your masks indoors. We are seeing the escalation of people going into our hospitals. Today, tragically, in Queensland, we have 22 deaths, and we expect this wave to go on until even the end of August.
Overseas, at least 6 people are dead in the US after a shocking 21-car pile-up on a freeway in the state of Montana. Officials say a strong dust storm swept across the road, leaving drivers with little chance of seeing. And Joe Biden has touched down in Saudi Arabia, pushing the world's largest oil producer to increase their output, with hopes it'll lower fuel prices around the world.
Australian avocados are great value right now. They're everywhere. To celebrate, they're officially, unofficially sponsoring July. So hurry, get to your local shops and grab a few today.
Melbourne's weather going to be windy at the MCG and across town tonight. We're dropping to 9 degrees. Showers and 15 for us tomorrow, then the showers to ease on Monday with a max of just 11. Our listener app is the new home of Triple M. Join up to listen live or on demand.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Foxtel. 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
Yep, feel closer to the action. Foxtel's 4K Ultra HD. Watching sport has never looked so good. Best way to watch the NRL, AFL, Formula 1, only available on Foxtel. I've been giving it a bashing because how good's the British Open?
Oh, so our boy in front.
You get home at like 5:30 and you've got another 9 hours of it.
I know.
It's the best ever. Adam Scott's
I find that the wife really enjoys it.
Yeah, I know. Mine does too. Lise loves it. No, it's good. Well, Cam Smith, of course, leading the whole tournament. 4 Aussies, Bernard, in the top 12.
How good's that?
Yeah, brilliant. Adam Scott, how good. Min Woo Lee's a good boy.
Yep.
Massive Freo supporter. Plays at Royal Freo. Yeah. He's my little nephew, Andrew, plays a fair bit of golf with him when he's back. He's apparently a beauty.
Yeah,
a real good fella.
Lockie Neal
that's it.
told me about him when he was when he was playing at Fremantle. He used to play a bit of golf with him.
Andrew reckons that he gets to Royal Fremantle to play in the summer when they can relax a bit. And Min Ji Lee, Min Woo's sister, is on the range at like 8:30 He said, we go and play 18 holes, then we go and have a long lunch, and when we get someone to come and pick us up at about 5:45, and she's still there.
Ray, they're called professional sports people. Something you're foreign to you, I know, but they spend time, time on their craft.
Why didn't you do any of that?
No. You know,
he was happy being mediocre.
Instead of flying to the Middle East and getting beaten all the time, why didn't you do any of that?
That fledgling cricket career that you had, spend some time in the nets.
I found it better to spend time in them.
Yeah.
that was training. If you spent so much time in the middle, it became training, didn't it?
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
You're going to do one or the other.
Yeah.
Wow. Here we are, ready to start what has been a very entertaining game of footy.
What, we're getting umpire, Jim, were you?
7-6-48, 6-3-39. Just talking over these bananas. Stay out of this, Rock.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy because the footy's back on. Third term underway. In the middle, Pendlebury tries to come out of it and does. Gets it out towards Dacos. Josh Dacos it was. Ball spills free at centre wing. Murray soccers off the ground towards half forward. Fogarty picked it up well, but Cameron intercepted the handball, kicks it high. The rain tumbling again, by the way. Tough conditions out here for all concerned. Quick kick forward by the Crows inside 50. Oh, was that a mark in the pocket? No. Saligo had it, lost it, had a couple of bites at it. Umpire said play on. A little bit stiff. Fogarty handball forward. Noble was there. Crows a chance. Murphy! He kicked the first of the game. He kicks the first of the second half. And what a nice little buffer for the Adelaide Crows in the driving rain at the Adelaide Oval. Oh, Murphy, great little snap. And the Crows now, they just edge ahead to a handy little break with the rain tumbling. 8-6-54 they are. Collingwood a 6-3-39, and that's on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
What's this Harvey Norman replay? Tex Walker, talking footy smarts. The ball just flicks out, and he just put his left arm in, whacked it out to Keys, which got the ball out of the contest. There was 100 players around the contest, and he just flicked it out to a teammate who handballed off. And Murphy, just a nice finish on that left boot. Geez, he looks happy. An important goal too, first up, as you said, Ditz, in these conditions. It didn't rain all half-time break. Now it's pissing on him again. How funny.
15-point lead, Adelaide. Almost O'Brien, and then Keys stuck his head over it. A couple latched onto him. And we'll have a ball up centre of the Adelaide Oval. 8-6-54, plays 6-3-39. Side bottom to half forward for Collingwood. Myercheck kept his feet. A couple fell over around him. Butts came in, left it behind. Johnson, Lipinski, inside 50. Ginnivan into the pocket.
Oh, they love him. They love him.
The sort of reception he gets everywhere he goes.
He loves it.
Even at home games, he cops this.
I think Collingwood cheers got to boo him as well because he just loves it so much. He feeds off it.
He normally does this unbelievably well.
Yep.
He's in the pocket, got to bring this around his body. From about 30 out, and the snap is good. He loves it. And then a single Cobra with a long sleeve jumper on. And Ginnivan gets his first. And a necessary goal for Collingwood. We're back to 9 points.
You blokes tell me, I mean, that's still the wet ball, it's heavy.
Yeah.
That's a very tough kick, sure.
Great finish. Underrated set shots on goal to snap it around, copping plenty of abuse and advice over the fence again too. And that's where I think that Cobra was positioned for. It was the supporters hanging over the fence. Look at him on the Harvey Norman.
Oh
no, he's got the phone.
He's got the phone.
He's in the Warren Tread raid. And we didn't see the phone. Harvey Norman replays just shown us.
Too funny.
Call me. See me on TikTok, I think he said.
Seabus Super special comments this afternoon. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Tom Rick Rockcliffe, Bernie Vince in the middle. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Riley O'Brien, a little toe poker out of the middle. Collingwood, Nick Dacos at halfback, getting a ton of the footy this afternoon. Handballs out wide. Jeremy Howe on the left, kicks it high towards the ruckman. O'Brien was in front, didn't mark. Ginnivan was very good with the pressure from behind. Loose footy going forward. Lipinski a chance. Collingwood rush it forward now through Crisp. It goes all the way, but getting under it. But for the Adelaide Crows, marks on the last line of defence.
Go long down the outer side. He's
holding Collingwood. Darcy Cameron.
Cameron got a free kick from O'Brien for a hold.
O'Brien didn't have to do that. Adelaide had an outnumber there at that contest. Just had to make a contest, and McHenry was waiting at his feet.
Crows by 9 points. Cameron sends Collingwood back inside forward 50 to the river end. It gets all the way to the back. Duday's hands were pretty good, and then Smith just floats it out of defensive 50. Back in the Cameron direction. There's McHenry ground level. Picked that up pretty well. Tries to find a body with the hand, but Nick Dacos brought it away to Pendlebury. Inside forward 50. Ginnivan again. Johnson with a good clean pair of hands.
Oh, well done.
Flicked it to Elliott. Traps the footy. Brings it back into the path of Johnson. Lipinski there as well. Off the ground, Adelaide. A good result to Berry. Took it cleanly, and the handball wide to Jones.
Jones from halfback, little toe poke short, McHenry. Safe footy for the moment with this wet footy. He goes longer. Goes to the big one-on-one contest out there. Two big fellas at it. Ball comes to ground. Tex Walker had an airy, well tackled, hassled out of it. Crows through. Fogarty with the big body wins the ball. Handball to Chase Jones, lost it in the tackle. Great pressure. Collingwood side bottom finds Ginnivan. Ginnivan plays on. Handballs to the skipper Pendlebury. Went to his feet though. Pendles can't pick it up. It's slippery as all heck. Sockers out towards Dacos. He handballs back to Pendlebury. Missed the target again. Pendlebury tried to paddle backwards through his legs. Chance for the Crows through the middle. Now Keys comes in. Dacos tried to sock Nick Dacos. Copped a high one. And they get a let off for the moment. They were under the pump. Big time in the middle. Now Dacos goes short. Drop mark again, Lipinski. It is very slippery out there. Then he's tackled, taken to ground. Umpire says, I'll have it. Crowd one holding the ball. They sit on top of Lipinski and a ball up centre wing member's side.
Very slippery out there. Pendlebury fumbled 4 times. I've never seen that in his 350 games.
Keep it simple in the wet though, Bernard.
Yep.
Overhandling as Ginnivan was good to get it to Lipinski. Tumbles it inside 50. Here comes Elliott. Quality. Elliott sits it into the leading hole for Myercheck. A good bit of defending. Free kick given away by Murray.
Yep, saw that, Jim. Went up and spoiled with his right arm, but his left arm was wrapped around Myercheck's head or too high. As you've seen the Harvey Norman, there it is. Just went to spoil. Can't grab him by the head when you're spoiling as well, and thought the umpire wasn't going to see it, but he had the perfect view. Free kick, well played.
So this for Myercheck's second, and to get the Magpies back to a 3-point deficit. Only about 20 out, 25 out, not a hell of a lot of angle. Should goal, does goal. Myercheck's got his second. 3-point lead, Adelaide. Triple M, Foxtel scoreboard.
Much better than from Collingwood. We've seen them turn the ball over or just fumbled a few times through the corridor.
Too many handballs there.
Yeah, once they got to the stoppage, there was one handball off the ground and then take the territory from there. And Jamie Elliott, very clever inside 50, came out, took the ball on the first bounce and then wheeled around on his right foot and was able to find Myercheck. He didn't mark the ball, but he was out in front and made the Crows defender make the mistake.
Well, Ginnivan was the one that made the mistake in over handballing to Pendlebury, I think it was, but that second play that came through the middle, he was the one that actually won the contested footy and flicked the handball forward, allowing him to kick inside 50. So he mopped up his mess that he created.
Mason Cox into the ruck for Collingwood, who have started this third term really well. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy. Cox belts it forward, gains about 20 metres. Collingwood player Carmichael went to ground. Tackling hard now is Bianco. And you heard the whistle, the umpire to ball it up. It's worked its way out to centre wing on the outer side. A lot of players around this footy. Cox front position, did well. Although O'Brien in the end probably got the better of it. Berry a quick kick forward, didn't find a target. Dacos tried to rush it forward for Collingwood. Hamill, though, read it beautifully to Miller, to the running Hamill with the handball. Hamill now from half forward, almost centre wing, delivers to the pocket. Can Phil Thorpe get there? He can. And he takes the mark on the chest. But tough kick from here. He's up against the boundary line. He's only about 30 metres out. It'll take his best kick with a wet, heavy ball. But he's a skillful player. He really is.
No, he certainly is. He just needs to take his time, think through what he's going to do here. A couple of deep breaths, not rush it like we see players do, and just think his way through it.
Has 1 goal, 1 so far. Improves the angle, gave it too much. He's now got 1 goal, 2. And Adelaide go to 8-7-55. Collingwood are 8-3-51. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Come on, Phil. Short one to Maynard from Dacos.
A couple of opportunities he's missed today now, Phil Thorpe. That one again, 40 metres out, directly in front. Not 100% strike rate range from there, but it's a couple of kicks he should have put through.
Durfee, a long one, through the hands of O'Brien. Dawson went to ground. Schomburg. Now they go inside 50, not quite. And Nick Dacos able to chop it out. Get to his brother Josh. Halfback members side here, Collingwood. Long ball looking for Ginnivan. Got rid of his direct opponent, but then couldn't access the ball. Side bottom, somehow got rid of it. Miller went and found the ball and then walked into the crisp tackle. Gone. Whoa. Holding the pills.
That's a tight one, but if you go to fend off, that gives up your prior, and that's what he did. So technically, good call. Crowd not happy though.
Carmichael drills a low one inside 50. It's not going to work. Butts couldn't handle a really hard ball to handle. And a ball up about 40 from home, Collingwood's river end.
So the margin is 4 points. Adelaide lead early in this third term. Collingwood with the tap down to Elliott, working hard, hinges there to cut him off. Now at ground level, look like lead out the back. Berry picks it up, quick left foot kick to get it out of that defensive zone. Cox, Thilthorpe outpointed him, did well, took a very good mark. Handballs on immediately, the running Parnell. Short passes, beautiful, hits McAdam right on the chest. He's up at centre wing, long way from goal. Murphy short if he wants him, ignores him. McAdam told to get on with it, kicks it long. Looking out for Fogarty, who's got 3 to beat. And, yep, too many Collingwood players there. And Maynard takes the safe mark at halfback. Little chip short. Finds Lipinski, who's still at halfback. Lipinski wants to draw the play. No, he's going to kick long instead. Look for Mason Cox. Kicks eludes him. Over the back. Cox will be the first one.
Oh, no, big Mace.
Sockers it forward. He middled it nicely to Elliott on the up with the handball. Great to Carmichael. Dribbles it to the goal square. And the Crows defend and happy just to see it through for the minor score, Murray. So Collingwood to 8-4-52. Trail Adelaide 8-7-55. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Red Z lending stats. Collingwood yet to take a contested mark, where the Crows have taken 5.
On the whole game?
For the game, yes.
Dawson brings it away, members side with a long raking left foot ball. Not sure when you hear that there's rain around that Coxie's your man.
No,
he becomes a completely irrelevant footballer.
Well,
if there's any precipitation.
He takes the glasses off when it rains, so he's a changed man, but he got pushed under that one too easy from Thilthorpe.
Holding, Collingwood.
Kind of dragged it free there for a hold on O'Brien. They're going to take advantage. Long ball forward inside 50. Butts, Ginnivan, Elliott, Ginnivan. Again, trying to throw the head back, and that should have been holding the ball.
Well played, umpire.
Still, it's at ground level, and Key's got a little kick away. The big man O'Brien reaches down, picks it up. Saligo, good ball to the Texan on the wing.
Oh, they're out.
They're out. Texas just got to find a body with this.
Oh, no.
Goes to Fogarty with a checked ball. Fisted away from him. Through came Maynard, nice and hard. Love the way he goes about it. Now
More through the middle. Collingwood on the end of this one. They're a chance through Bianco. He's got plenty of time to pick it up on his left boot. He's very skillful on either side. Ginnivan a chance, plays in front. Didn't take the mark. Over the back. Can Collingwood keep it alive? They do. It's just inside the boundary line. Elliott clever. Paddled it back through the legs, but O'Brien picked it up for Adelaide. Crows everywhere in defence, and they hack it out of there. But it's all Collingwood. Bianco sits under it. Didn't take the mark. And in the end, great work, Dudo. No, Smith to see it out over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in. Good pressure from both sides. Good, hard football.
Yeah, great call, dudes. Brody Smith worked really hard to get to that contest. Just had to bring it to ground. Just looked the whole time. Was going to be a mark opposition kick, and he just found a way to get there.
Seabus super special comments from Bernie Vince. Cox in front, won the tap at ground level. It's Collingwood through Crisp. He lost it. In fact, he got the handball away and the tackle did well. Bianco gets it forward side bottom. Again, just uses it like it's a clean footy. Grabbed it beautifully around the body with the kick. Cameron was the target, couldn't take the mark. A lot of players hovering around this one, and the umpire says, I'll ball it up right on the 50.
Great contest out there from both clubs. They're both cracking in, both trying to win that hard ball.
Seabus super special comments from Tom Rockcliffe, Bernie Vince. Good game of footy at the Adelaide Oval. And at the moment, it's led by the Crows by 3 points. As Collingwood are in search of 8 in a row. Biggles, down to you.
Shane McAdam's left ankle. He came from the field after that contest on centre wing. Of course, he returned back to the team this week. He's just testing out with the Docs at the moment, so a bit of a limp up, but I'll keep you updated.
Smith wobbles it forward. Ground level, Bianco slapped it into the path of Schoenberg. He's taken in the Maynard tackle, and the ball's over. Braden Maynard, big and strong and tough. Nothing like his old man. He used to be our boss at Triple M. Who's a real weedy bastard. Played for Glenelg, of course, a little bit for Melbourne. Now works for the Demons.
Yep.
Made 2 premierships at Glenelg. Yes. Played with all the greats.
He did, bloody oath he did. Ball in. Cox straight to Berry. Keys. Floats it down the wing, and Moore read it best. Took an uncontested chest mark in the end.
So reliable, this man, for so long at Collingwood. Reads it beautifully in defence. Kicks high towards centre half forward. There was a bit of hanging on Cameron. Could have been a free kick. Umpire said no. Chase Jones kick smothered. Ricochets off. Chance for Chris for Collingwood. Side bottom cleverly out to Bianco. Just pushed it out in his pathway. Dacos back to side bottom with a handball. That's so clever from the veteran, or was it? He gets caught holding the ball. The crowd want it, but the umpire said no. Side bottom lucky this time. Now they kick it forward through Rusco, all the way to full forward. Off hands now, pushing it out towards the pocket. Ginnivan a chance, and beating him is Parnell to the footy, and they'll throw it in. Crowd didn't like that. To be fair, I thought the free kick was there.
Yeah, you see the Harvey Norman sort of tackled him enough, but just let him go, I reckon, Ditz. Just at the crucial time, just had to hold on to it for another half a second, would have been holding the ball. Crowd not happy.
Fair enough. Seabus super comments from Bernie Vince. Crows through Keys, socked out of defence. Will that be deliberate? It will.
It shouldn't be.
The umpire, he was that excited. Didn't he? To run and give that.
They get excited with the deliberates, don't they?
He sprinted over the boundary.
Mine, I want to do it.
How? Long penetrating ball here. Cameron in the air. Cox there as well. Ginnivan throws the arms out and then flicks it into the path of, I think it was Carmichael who hacked it out.
The ball, it's on Ginnivan, and I think Parnell, he's holding his head, Parnell. I don't know what's happened here.
Yeah, they're coming in, latching on to Ginnivan, and then
him.
Dawson just rubbed his blonde head into the turf.
He's pounding him.
Ball in. Phil Thorpe, Cameron. Almost Carmichael. Got out of a couple of tacklers, kicked it straight into Berry. Keys. A fumble. Carmichael fell to ground. Josh Dacos gets through brilliantly. About 4 oncoming Adelaide Crows. Smith, ground level, hovering over the footy. Carmichael. Side bottom there as well. And eventually the ball goes over. Down to you, Rhett Biglands.
Yeah, Ginnivan might be in a bit of trouble there with the MRO because he sort of fell on Parnell, but sort of accidentally fell with his knee to Parnell's head, which didn't look great. And in slow-mo, will probably look even worse.
Bit of Crows propaganda there from Rhett Biglands.
Trying to rub him out.
Down a side bottom, loses it in the tackle. Umpire says play on. Comes out to Josh Dacos. His kick goes too far. Had too much on it for Bianco. Chase Jones leads in the race for the footy. He's paddling in front of him. Did well, Jones, but then he's run down. Breaks the tackle, gets the kick away. Well done, Jones, but it's cut off by the other Dacos. He's in corner tackle. Oh, says the umpire.
Have a listen to the noise.
They've come alive, Jim. All 20-odd thousand that are here today. I don't know what Dacos was thinking. Did he think he wasn't playing against an opposition or something?
Saligo long. Fogarty ground level. Murphy missed with the attempted hack off the ground. Lipinski a handball forward. Carmichael. Not a great ball from him. Straight to butts. Horrible Nurry. And Dawson just slams it back on his boot. O'Brien's got to park himself under this. Did okay, the big man, and then Howe came in and broke it up. Oh, Coxie.
Oh, no,
He's got no idea what he's doing, Coxie. Schomburg hits Great Texan, and Coxie is having a dead set nightmare.
Well, he's not keeping the statisticians very busy, Jim.
He had 5 of
it. He's had 5. He's had a couple this quarter, actually. A couple of sockers off the ground. I'm not sure if he's taken one clean for the day yet, but not the type of day that Mason Cox wakes up in the morning and goes, well, I love this sort of weather. But nice little finish there, inside 50. Big kick here from Tex.
For his third, the Texan loves this stage. Punches it, and he's off to the races. As soon as he hit it, he was running Tex. Got his third. And Adelaide now are 9-point leaders. 9-7, 61, 8-4, 52. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
There's an unwritten rule that you never handball to a ruckman ever, particularly when they're stationary, but on a wet day as well. And Collingwood player just did that to Cox then, and stationary fumbled it. Ball bobbled out. The Crows were good enough to pick it up. We have a look here at big Mason Cox. He ended up just throwing the footy away. Schoenberg really well Found Tex inside 50, lace out.
There's an added clause to that rule as well. An American ruckman. An American ruckman in the wet.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Roosie always used to say, I'd rather you get done holding the ball than handball to a ruckman, because at least that way you're holding up. You're holding up time, you give it back slow. But as we saw there, turnover, cost them a goal.
But McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy. Crows in control just for the moment. Comes out towards Murphy of the Crows, but he couldn't pick it up. Dacos, another touch for him.
God.
Oh, gee.
Great tackle.
He put Noble under a ton of pressure. And it's a Crows free kick, centre wing out of side. They get on with it quickly. Miller kicks inside 50. And a mark.
Hello.
And again, the big men in control. It's Filther. Exact same spot as Tex Walker. Can he do the same? Can he thread it through?
As we see on the Harvey Norman replay, the ball came in and the contest looked like it was going to be the contest in front. I think Tex Walker was there, a couple other players involved, but the ball carried a little bit further than what they thought. So all the players were sort of watching the ball in the contest in front, but it went over the back, and Phil Thorpe was just watching the footy. It landed in his lap.
He's kicked one
Coxie on the mark, Jim. Have a look at him.
One goal
What's he
this
doing?
afternoon. Phil Thorpe on his way in, and the goal umpire's moved a fair way.
Come on, Phil Thorpe.
He's kicked 1 goal 3, but every point is vital here in this game so far. You can tell that. 9-8-62, Collingwood 8-4-52, 10-point margin.
Ball in's not good. Hinge able to chop it out, and then a late hit from Cameron.
50.
That's Fitty. He's getting marched back. Hinge.
Jeez, not much in that.
And Darcy Cameron only slightly made him earn it.
No, come on.
He's actually taken a dive.
You can't.
Oh, here, penalty. He's giving it to the umpire. And that's why he's only giving him a 30-metre penalty.
No,
he's going to keep going. I was going to say, that's only 30. Oh, boy, that's a poor decision. In a game, a low-scoring...
And a wet, hard game.
Game.
Agreed.
To give up one like that for non-contact, really. He's, you know what? He'll probably miss this now because the footy gods will be going, no, not today, son.
Only kicked 2 goals in his
on the
career.
mark again, squatting down. What's he doing?
Mitch Hinge, and that is going through. 16-point lead, Adelaide. And Texans just giving him a forehead massage. 10-8-68 to 8-4-52. Hinge gets his first.
Really good efficiency here from the Crows, in this quarter. They've gone inside 56 times for 5 scores, so they've been super efficient. And to back that stat up as well on the Red Z lending stats, they've taken 9 marks inside 50. Compare that to Collingwood, only the 5 for the game. And the Pies just haven't been able to score when they've gone inside 50. 13 entries for 2 goals, 1. But Adelaide have got all the momentum at the moment. They've got to continue on and potentially back up another goal here.
Rhett Bigland's on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Darcy Cameron was super unlucky. He came straight to the interchange bench after the runner gave him a call. Craig McRae gave him the biggest cold shoulder sitting right alongside of him. And in the monitor they've got right in front of the players, it says, take Churchill, keep your head over the footy. That's the 2 key messages for the Pies boys.
Good on you, Biggles. The Crows lead by 16 points. Collingwood with the footy.
Choice Hotels quickly ditched Brisbane 23-point leaders over the Giants.
Good on you, JB. Collingwood forward all the way to the goal square. Big fist came from the Crows' defence. They're trying to get it out of there again. Miller was good with his hands. Quick clearing kick, but oh gee, the mark not taken was spilled on the outer side there by Maynard. Crows forward, the butters up Maynard, did well with the tackle.
Well done,
turnover's good, great work. Sometimes you make mistakes, it's how you redeem yourself. Pendlebury handball to Noble. Noble inside 50, loose players, Elliott, just over his head. Trapping the ball nicely though. Collingwood inside 50, picking up Gunnivan. Somehow got the handball forward, he should have had a shot. Why did he handball? Now the Crows soccer clear, loose footy. Collingwood a chance again, picking it.
What's over there?
Bianco tried to be clever. It's a wet footy out there, son. Just get it on. Miller picks it up, and the Crows are away again through Keys. They don't argue, and they are out of trouble.
Miller, good ball too for Phil Thorpe. They got a nice head of steam up here, Adelaide.
Up and about.
Phil Thorpe down the outer side. He had the Texan for company. He goes long and high instead. McHenry. Should have taken it in the end.
And didn't have it.
Then got taken to ground. And Murphy will get a high free.
The crowd will go crazy here.
He didn't have it then, McHenry. No. Should have been paid a free kick, got thrown to ground. But umpires get a bit nervy around the goals. Don't like giving up one. They just gave up a 50-metre penalty that wasn't there.
Oh, just saw the replay.
Had a bit of Ginnivan about it, that for me. Play on. Earn 'em.
Jim.
Earn 'em, Rock.
Jim was such a tough player.
Exactly right.
Only if there's blood or someone comes
Exactly
off
bloody right. Off the ground into the middle. That might be a push in the back. They'll enjoy this one. Geordie Butts on the wing has it. And to half forward he goes. Walker in good marking shape. And, he's in good touch.
Oh, he's on.
He plays on the left. Drills a low one. It's not a great ball. Gets past Rusco. He got back onto the footy pretty well. And the little short one works. Yeah. They're out of jail.
He did well there, Rusco. He was under a ton of pressure.
Wasn't he? Had nothing this side too. Had to double back.
No,
Jeez, that's a good kick.
Collingwood away through the middle. Pendlebury, little left foot toe poke. Does well, finds Elliott. Elliott can turn, there's plenty of space, and they're running hard for him. Will the mark be taken? It is. In the middle of the ground, held up for the moment. Lipinski now plays on. Hard lead at half forward. It gets there on the bounce. They're not finding their targets at the moment. The
outnumber.
Long kick. This has to be a goal. Maya check at the back.
No!
That's shocking.
That is a terrible for Collingwood have been stiffed here today. Brody Smith knew he was never going to get to that contest.
He'll get a fine.
Just went and dove backwards, but hey, well done, saved a goal.
Myercheck marked on the goal line, just so you know, and his teammate shepherded. Oh, gee.
No, that's terrible.
And it was a certain goal. It was on the goal line. It's been turned over.
This again.
And the Crows are away.
He was never getting to the contest, so he thought, I'll just try my luck and see if I can pinch a free kick out of nothing, and was able to calm the umpire.
Yeah, no, that's poor.
That's 2 goals now.
They might score here through Carmichael. Good strike.
Oh, yes.
They deserve that. Straight through the middle.
They do deserve that.
Carmichael gets a beautiful running goal for Collingwood. 9-4-58, 10-8, 68.
His first goal in AFL footy. Played his first goal last week. We did that game at the MCG. Jim, nice player. Played at West Adelaide here. Local boy. Picked up, I think, in the mid-season draft, I think. So good finish there. He's found a bit of the footy too. It was pretty quiet last week, so he's up to 18 disposals thanks to Red Z.
Boys, a couple of things I've seen him do as well. He's as hard as old Bill.
Oh, he is. He has a crack.
He's tough.
And he was that player that won that mark in the back pocket then and darted that ball 45 metres into the corridor, which is a risky kick in the wet, but that's what opened up the ground for that score or that entry inside 50 for the non-goal. So he's got some skill, the boy.
Good on you, Bern.
He plays like me and Jim used to.
Yeah,
that's it.
Tough. Yeah, similar.
That's it.
Similar.
Why are you throwing yourself in there, Rob?
Slow and just chip it around. Is that
Don't put yourself in Jim's category of anything.
Well, I'm prosciutto-ing myself.
Collingwood out of the middle. Very well tackled from behind, side bottom. And holding the ball, says the umpire. Collingwood have lifted. They need it to. On the run, Pendlebury. Can he kick one in his 350th? Can he? Can he? Yes, he can. Whoa.
Look at him come for him.
Pendlebury, you superstar. What a goal when Collingwood needed it. The margin back to 4 points, and the Pies have lifted at the Adelaide Oval. Collingwood to 10-4-64. Trail Adelaide 10-8-68. What a final term coming up in this big game at the Adelaide Oval as Collingwood push towards finals.
Harvey Norman replay, steel side bottom. Their leaders just standing up. Chase down tackle on Berry, and Maynard just gave it off, and Pendlebury, I didn't know if he had it on him, but he kicked it from 50. It just got there. The old legs got it over the line. So a great finish, and Collingwood are right back in this game now off the back of some really good play in the last 5 minutes.
They are due a little bit of luck, Collingwood, but how do you allow someone that advantage?
It wasn't
it had
his
nothing
ball.
to do with the play.
Nah, Maynard had the ball. He side bottom tackled him. The play had stopped. I don't know how, but good pick up.
Anyway, good work. In general play, as Chris Dittmar said, they have definitely lifted Collingwood. Berry. And now a high one in board for Collingwood, for Adelaide. Walker at the back. Howe at the front. Nick Dacos slides a handball to Maynard, who taps it on cleverly to Bianco. Back to Nick Dacos. Lipinski at centre-half back. Misses Maynard with the handball. The Bruz just flicks it over the top to Hoskin Elliott. Gets it back now, Maynard. And a nicely steered ball to Crisp.
And they play it on quickly. They're running hard. Nick Dacos delivers to centre half forward. Didn't find the target. Coming through his brother. Can he finish on his left? Around the body. Collingwood. No. Minor score. Gee.
What a cracking game at the moment.
The margin back to 3 points. And that is on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. Adelaide at 10-8. Collingwood at 10-5.
Had everything this game. The rain poured down for well, a long time in that first half. There's been big contests. It's been great.
50 seconds left in this pulsating third term. Bianco's hands were good. Murphy end on end. Doesn't work for Hamill. Through came Elliott. Berry gets bashed into.
Yeah,
Stood up really well.
Well played, Berry. Sam Berry's hard as nails as well. Crashed in. Mafra boy, Jim. Speaking of breeding them tough.
Mafra.
Yeah.
High and wide he goes.
Gippsland.
Maynard in the air. Murphy. And Roscoe, in fact, it was. And his handball was chopped out by Laird. And we'll have a ball up out of side. So we've got 20 seconds left. And Adelaide lead this game by 3 points.
So, ball up on the outer side. O'Brien wins the tap, comes down to Berry. He's tackled immediately, can't go anywhere. Umpire to ball it up again. Looks like it'll be a 3-point margin going into three-quarter time. The game is seesawed. Both teams have had their moments, they really have. It's a big final term coming up. Coming out of the pack, Schonberg got the handball out, Laird. Quick kick away. It's all Collingwood sitting under it. Handball back to Dacos. Three-quarter time at the Adelaide Oval. What a game of football. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us on Triple M. It's a beaut. Adelaide lead it by 3 points, 10-8-68. Collingwood at 10-5-65. It is the Crows by 3 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Foxtel. 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
100% Aussie Angus beef and chunky tomato relish. Catch a mighty Angus at Macca's today.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, Triple M continues to rock footy.
And it's still game on.
Join the Temper Mattress call team for the Dockers and Swans. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Kane has a carpentry business. His challenge to renew his public liability insurance for less than his old policy. On your marks, get set.
Yeah, I just did it.
What?
Yeah, I went online to BizCover. Took 5 minutes. I compared a bunch of policies. I saved over $250.
So, no dramas?
No dramas at all.
There are literally no dramas when you go to BizCover, the business insurance specialists. Save time, money, and get instant cover at bizcover.com.au.
At Liquorland, there's always great value. Like a bottle of St. Hellet Faith Shiraz for just $15. So head into your local Liquorland today or shop online and collect your order in just 30 minutes. T's and C's apply. Details online.
Harvey Norman, your premium Optus dealer. Receive a $700 Harvey Norman gift card when you connect to a new $69 a month, 24-month SIM-only plan with 80 gigabytes of data for use in Oz. Available now at Harvey Norman. Offer available until withdrawn. Not available with any other offers. Minimum plan cost $1,656. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Harvey Norman, your premium Optus dealer.
Find the best collectible cars on Just Cars. Grab one to rebuild for $500. Or, for just shy of $1 million, get a rare supercar. There's thousands of collectible cars for sale now at justcars.com.au.
The Listener app is the new home of Triple M footy.
Oh, yes!
And you'll find every Triple M call of every AFL game.
Big atmosphere here tonight.
Everywhere.
We're at the Triple M CG. Party time at the Gabba. Game on and off the stadium.
No matter where you are, stream the Triple M footy call live. Download the Listener app now. Sign up. Choose a team and you won't miss a game of the AFL season.
Listener.
Feel closer to the action with Foxtel's 4K Ultra HD. Watching sport has never looked so good. 4K Ultra HD, the best way to watch the NRL, AFL and F1. Only available on Foxtel.
Hey Australia. Now we usually spend this time telling you about iiNet's awesome NBN plans. But let's face it, you don't want to hear it from us. Instead, let's hear from our customers. Like Kylie.
I've been with iiNet for over 20 years. I wouldn't go anywhere else for my internet.
Or Jacob, who rates us 5 stars.
Reliable, consistent speeds and top-notch customer service support.
Thanks, guys. So call iiNet on 13 19 17 to make the switch today. Reviews from trustpilot.com.au. T's and C's apply.
It's value the Australian way at Coles with great fresh specials this week. Like delicious gold sweet potatoes, 100% Aussie and just $1.90 a kilo. This week at Coles. Offer ends Thursday.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, Triple M continues to rock footy.
And it's still game on.
Join the Temper Mattress call team for the Dockers and Swans. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Cracking game of footy at the Adelaide Oval. The Crows lead it by 3 points, 10-8 to 10-5. The other game for around the grounds. And we have the Brisbane Lions 36 points up, your old mob rock, against the Giants. So they look like they're going to win pretty comfortably there.
Toby Green, 4 goals, and Hugh McCluggage, 4 goals.
Choice Hotels, we like that. But this game has been a beauty, boys.
Yeah, ripping contest so far. I think
it has.
We're in store for a great last quarter. Both teams on top at different parts of the game. Collingwood got the momentum in the back end of that quarter, and they take all the momentum in a 3-quarter time. But we've seen the Crows start quarters and the games really well today. So if they can do that, get the first couple, it puts all the pressure back on Collingwood to be able to run them down.
We're in for an absolute beauty. As I said during the call, this has had everything this game. The big fellas have played a real crucial role in a game or a day where you'd think that maybe it's not suited for them because it's been wet and slippery, but they've played a big role. The Smalls is coming into the game as well around the contest. There's been some big contests, speaking of contests. Blokes cracking in, some big tackles. I can't wait to see what this last quarter has installed. This game is there for the taking for both teams. It's just whoever can, as you said, start well. And Adelaide in the past haven't been great at starting quarters, but today been very good.
Red Z lending stats, 48 inside 50s, Collingwood to 34 Adelaide. So they've had the territory, and they were a bit stiff, it has to be said, a couple of times.
They were very stiff.
Third quarter, the 50 wasn't there, and the free kick to Smith wasn't there either. So they ideally should be in front, but it's a ripping game. Just 3 points separate these two. And Chris Titmar's in place to get you ready to start what will be a fantastic final term.
Oh, I'm very excited. This is a good game of footy. There's no doubt about it. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Crows by 3 points. We're underway in the final term, and the Crows will come out of the middle through Laird. Delivers all the way to full forward. Won't be a Crows mark, and in fact, it's a very clever mark to Darcy Moore. How many times do we see him do that, Rocky? He positions himself beautifully.
Got to be a better kick from Laird too, though.
This long kick out towards Cameron. Off hands it came to Elliott. Now Ginnivan, who's ridden into the ground, can't break the tackle, and the umpire will ball it up centre wing.
Right in front of Rhett Biglands. What do you got for us, Biggles?
Well, the umpires at 3-quarter time, we know there's 7 footies to pick from throughout the match, but they lined them up like it was a cricket test match of the first pill.
No.
It was unbelievable. That's probably why the Crows are starting well early in terms.
Hinge a high one, looking for Phil Thorpe. Well controlled Murphy. Nobles with him. He had Fogarty on, but couldn't get the handball away. The ball in very deep. Adelaide Crows river end.
Taylor. Collingwood rock.
About 15 around from the behind post with the Crows in attack and kicking with a weakening breeze, it has to be said, in this final term. First strike, so important. Cameron to the front. Here's the big Texan. Never actually took control. And the ball goes out. Same spot. Got 3 techs.
No, he's been good again. Watch him here to push Cameron out of the way. Loves taking it out of the ruck.
Bernie Vince, Tom Rockcliffe, C-Bus, super special comments. Thrown in ball. Cameron again to the front. There's Walker, taken instantly by Pendlebury. And a third ball up in that same forward pocket.
Yeah, a bit of a stalemate situation, start of this final term. Need to break the game open. Cameron tries to. He plucked it out of the air, kicked it forward. Courage players running blindly with the flight of the ball. Leaving it behind was Hinge. Elliott got a handball away. Josh Dacos kept it alive beautifully. Side bottom sits under it. Couldn't take the mark. Off hands, Ginnivan a chance. He gets tackled immediately. Got the handball away. And under pressure, he's taken it out to the boundary line. And he's not the most popular bloke here at the Adelaide Oval at the moment.
Booed everywhere he goes.
I wonder if his mum boos him.
Yeah, in the backyard at night. He played footy, he got booed.
Going to clean the teeth, mum.
Yeah, exactly, yep. So the throw in by the interchange gate. true centre wing position. Falls a bit short, over the top O'Brien with some aggression. At ground level, Josh Dacos kicks it forward, and it's cut off by Hamill at centre wing.
Got a short option in Berry, wants to go longer down the line. It carries everyone. Phil Thorpe was in decent shape. Got past him more. It's coughed up now to Hinge. Spun out of a couple of tacklers. O'Brien wobbles it inside 50, and Howe able to take an uncontested mark as it fell between Walker and Fogarty. Early territory Adelaide, but they haven't hit the scoreboard yet. Moore inside defensive 50. Dumps a short one off to Maynard. He wants to go corridor. Here comes Pendlebury. Quick release. He gets it back, Pendlebury, and then gives it back. Nick Dacos runs to 50, straightens up, kicks a magnificent goal. He is a wonderful young player, Nick Dacos. Got his second. And Collingwood hit the front by 3 points.
The old and the new there, Dacos and Pendlebury, they just waxed for about 4 or 5 possessions between them on the Harvey Norman replay. Both just patient. They both got through the corridor.
Though, didn't they?
Yeah, played it really smartly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Dacos got on the end of it, knocks it over from 50 metres. And if he didn't knock it over, Ginnivan was in the goal square by himself. So really good ball movement from almost full back then from Collingwood. They were able to go the length of the ground, and that's probably what they've done the last quarter and a half. They've looked to get to the corridor as often as they can.
What about Sam Berry? He did all he could to hold it up and force another handball, force 3 extra handballs. Any danger of any of his teammates helping him out through the middle of the ground. Well played, Collingwood.
4 minutes into the final term for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M rocks footy, and Collingwood hit the front. 3 points the margin. They soccer it to centre half forward. Brodie Smith cuts them off. He picked it up, and then he's double team tackled. In fact, triple teamed. And the umpire says, I'll ball it up. True centre half forward position. O'Brien doing the ruck work, plucked it out of the air for the Crows. He kicks it high, kicks it forward slightly. Maynard crashed the pack. Crows a big chance here. Off hands it comes to Miller. Oh, he's held up for the moment. Handball's out wide to Hinge. Should have kicked it forward. They're handling the ball a bit too much. Hinge handballs backwards to Walker. He fumbles. Then he soccers forward. Howe will get there first on the up. Can he handball? Tries to get it to a teammate. Cut off again by the Crows. Gee, copping a high one, Noble. And he cops a second high one. He was on a hat-trick.
He got hammered there, that last one.
And Noble to get the free kick. They were under the pump there, Collingwood. And he gets the free at half-back.
Well called, though, Ditz. Too many handballs, Adelaide. Miller had a great look. He had Tex out on his own. Just find him. Just kick it to him.
Ball gets past Cameron. O'Brien keeps it in front of him. Hamill. Handball a little hot. Berry went back to get it. Ginnivan again.
He's
thrown his head
That's
back.
holding the ball.
He's done it again. Umpires didn't pay it. He looked for the high contact, got one across the chops again, and
what'll start happening? He'll start getting. That was almost a genuine free kick, and he won't get him because he's carrying on all the time.
Berry, end on end ball. Walker, Miller, and he's taken in a very good Pendlebury tackle.
But you know, if a coach says to you, stop doing it, I want you to say, if you've done it all your life, it's not going to be easy for him to get out of this, is it?
That was a genuine high free kick, and because he throws his head back, the umpire thought, oh, he's just doing that again.
On the ground, it's hacked out of there by Carmichael, only as far as Dacos. And he's held up, and we'll have another ball up. Same spot. Collingwood with the first of this final term to lead it by 3 points. Carmichael again off the ground. McCreery to himself. Murray's hands were good. Miller, Laird floats a torpy in the Walker direction. He couldn't hang on. Pendlebury spun in a tackle. Josh Dacos. Crisp back to Josh Dacos. That's good to Lipinski.
Yeah, that was good. That was brilliant. In fact, Lipinski likewise. Handball Dacos to Crisp. Crisp on the run. Delivers to centre half forward off hands McCreery. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. He fumbles. Goes in and tackles. Apply the tackle. Well done, McCreery. He backed up beautifully after losing the footy. And the boy from South Adelaide keeps it in the area at centre half forward. There'll be a ball up. 25 out from the Collingwood goal. They lead by 3 points. After the Crows led for most of the second and third quarters. Loose ball comes out towards Miller, who's played a good game. Gets it out wide to Laird. Laird short passes, good McHenry. Takes the mark there in front of Rusco.
Brodie Smith going everywhere with Nick Dacos now. I've just been watching that off ball. He's just watching him wherever he goes. He's been going with him.
McHenry clever, gets around the man on the mark, delivers forward. Phil Thorpe edged under the footy. The timing was perfect from Moore. Oh, gee.
Thrown it.
Hugging the boundary. Chris was hugging the boundary.
What was he thinking?
And he gets caught holding the ball by Phil Thorpe. And again, we're saying the big men have had a real influence on a lot of the play here today. Phil Thorpe's done his bit. He's kicked 1 goal 3, but he's been in a lot of the play. So from 70 metres out, he's going to kick it high to the front of the goal square. Big pack of players up by McAdam, no mark. Off hands, Pendlebury, as cool as you like. In heavy traffic, gets it out to Josh Dacos. Left foot, kicks nice. Tries to find a teammate and can't in Myercheck. And the ball will go out of play. It's still between centre wing and right half forward for Adelaide.
Collingwood, the only goal of this term so far, are 3-point leaders. They might just get out of jail again here, the Maggies. They did last week on the back of an amazing final quarter against North. They lead this by 3 points against a really brave Adelaide. That's out of play, and called it.
Thanks, Riley.
11-5-71, 10-8-68. 3-point leaders, Collingwood.
Pretty big rap getting tagged in your first year, but they've had to. Nick Dacos has been that good. 32 disposals, kicked 2 goals. Brodie Smith going everywhere with him now.
O'Brien to the front. Saligo with a high wobbler. Phil Thorpe comes at it. Howe with a massive thump. And the ball is out of play. 50 from home. Adelaide Crows into the ground.
Riley. Don't engage until it's thrown.
10-8 Adelaide. Collingwood 11-5. The margin is 3 points to the Pies. Umpires barking instructions as always to the 2 ruckmen. Throw in on the 50. O'Brien caught behind, wins the tap. Gee, that was hanging on. Should have been a penalty free kick. Umpire says no. Elliott comes in, wins the footy. Saligo takes him to the ground. Let's go to Red Biglands on the boundary.
Burn, that's a great pick-up of the run with roll and Nick Dacos, because Matty Nick's down here at that stoppage was yelling out, make sure he had an arm across him to Brodie Smith, and then as the ball sort of moved its way down forward, he was yelling out to Smithers to pick him up again. So they want that to be a real shutdown roll.
Red Biglands for Bob Jane T-Marts. Throw in front of the members. Trying to pick it up. Carmichael did. Copped a high one. Definitely there. That's from Berry.
He's been good today, hasn't he? Carmichael.
Yeah, he's strong. Really strong and hard.
20-second disposal for the local.
Old-fashioned type football. Gets it to Josh Dacos, who kicks high towards Mason Cox. He's taken out of the contest by Butts. Loose ball at the back. That's a big tackle on Poudet. Threw him to the ground. And McCreary it was. Great football from both players. A ball up right on the 50 for Collingwood.
Look at this on the Harvey Norman. Just grabbed him.
O'Brien just gets rid of Cox. Down to Laird. Laird walks through a couple of tacklers and then spins it in the noble direction. Just keeps it in play to Josh Dacos. Handball now Cameron. High one. Inside 50. Cox couldn't hang on. Free kick. Arm chop. Nick Dacos kicks another one. Got his third. Turning this game on its head, Nick Dacos. Collingwood lead it by 9 points.
Clearly been best on ground today, Nick Dacos. He's up to 33 disposals on the Reds Head lending stats. That's his 3rd goal. He's gone to half forward now. Brodie Smith's following him everywhere. Just lost him as the ball came up there. Smith got caught in between. I think he went up to fly to make the contest against Mason Cox. Didn't impact the contest. Dacos stayed down at ground level and just went bang.
Do you reckon they just ring Presty and say, listen, we know that jumper tradition with the high, but it's got to stay with this bloke.
He's had more possessions in this game than Presty probably had for his 200 games.
His old man wore it.
Certainly more goals.
He's just got to hang on to it. Now we'll find another number.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football. Collingwood starting to seize control early in this final term. Loose ball at half forward. McCreary runs from 30 out, and he's kicked it behind. Gee, that was close. But another point. Collingwood lifting again. So the Pies go to a 12-6-78, lead by 10 points. Adelaide a 10-8-68.
Tell you what, Bernard, we did their first round game, Collingwood.
Yep.
And we said whatever they do this season, they've become a bloody good team to watch.
No, they have.
And they have. They take the game on, they move it quickly, they hit the scoreboard. Good Mark Fogarty at half back.
Yeah, really good in the contest, really good pressure team. So
they're entertaining.
Good to watch. They take the game on, as you said.
McAdam got it to Hinge. Now Laird. High one forward. Berry's going to fly. It gets its way to the back and McHenry. Now Keyser.
Keyser. Come on.
Just couldn't get a handle on a ball forward.
Ping him. Ping Kinnavan.
And Ginnivan's gone.
Yep, got it.
Holding the ball. It's going to be the Texan. Umpire with a high-pitched voice.
You must be able to speak to the umpires now. 50 metres.
Descent.
Pendlebury.
Texan with his fourth.
Against Pendlebury too.
All happening at the Adelaide Oval.
Yes. Scott Pendlebury came in to have a chat.
Oh, and then Tex.
He's got to knock it out if he dives. Completely out of the particle.
Look, can I say from where I'm sitting, only my opinion, Ginnivan slid in. I said straight away. He slid in and sat on it. He can't do that.
And late, once the umpire...
Fourth for the Texan. It's back to 4 points. Collingwood 78, Adelaide 74, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Whether or not you like the rule, but I'm just saying he did slide in. Yep. He made no attempt whatsoever, and he was the first one there.
And late, what he did, once the umpire was already making up his mind, he tried to say, well, I don't have the footy, and tried to crawl out.
But he created it.
He created it, as you said, Ditz. He slid in, dove on it. Once you do that, you have to get it out. You have to get it out to a teammate. Scott Pendlebury's asking the question. He didn't look like he was too demonstrative, but he was asking the question, being the captain. And you don't hear that too often. Scott Pendlebury being undisciplined.
Surely the captain can ask the umpire a question about the holding the ball. It sort of sat between his feet and he didn't really. But interestingly, that was only the Crows' fourth tackle inside 50 today.
Cox got up high, won the tap. They try to rush it forward through Elliott. Crows are there, though, through Laird. Now they soccer it forward. Collingwood gets towards half forward. Another soccer forward. Comes to McCreery. He's alive all of a sudden. Handball to Elliott on his outside to Carmichael. Carmichael goes all the way. It won't be a goal. It's going to be just in the goal square. It falls short. It's still in play. Or is it? No, it was out of play, and they'll throw it in. Collingwood actually had a ping at the goals, but it had already gone out of play. So, deep into attack the Pies. Right beside the behind post, a throw-in. Collingwood by 4 points. Very handy goal there to Tex Walker to keep the Crows right in this game. Throw in front, Cameron, now O'Brien in front. Neither gets a tap at it. It hits the deck. Carmichael tried to throw it onto his boot. Adelaide will come away with it. Chase Jones kicks it out to centre wing. Big tussle going on out here, but no one claims the mark, and it dribbles out of play.
To give context to that, the Crows have had 4 tackles inside their 50. Collingwood have had 17 for the game, so their forward half pressure certainly lifted Collingwood.
Reds head lending stats there from Tommy Rockcliffe. 11 minutes, 55 seconds left.
Nick Dacos back on. Be interesting to see if Brodie Smith tries to get to him, gone to half-back.
Collingwood 4-point leaders. Side bottom been exceptional, especially early. And Schomburg holds it in. We're going to have a ball up.
Riley.
Phil Thorpe and Cox. Coxie just got rid of Phil Thorpe. Just threw him to ground. Schomburg got bundled over. Parnell, really like the look of him. Got it forward and it's out of play. Half forward for Adelaide.
You engaged it, you created it. Riley.
2 kicks from the Adelaide goal face. Rain eased finally after it absolutely thumped down in the first half. Cox with the outside of the fist. Ginnivan hovering over it. And again.
He's done it again.
Dragged it in, but this time they give him some doubt.
He's a slow learner.
And it's going to be thrown in the air. Toyota logo. Adelaide Oval members wing. There is Parnell. Oh, he got belted from behind.
He's got one. Holding the man, Collingwood. They're it out now.
So Ginnivan gets the free kick.
He should play on.
Time.
No one on the mark.
Stand.
Crowd just do not like this fella at all. Ginnivan runs hard and then kicks. Then he's paused. He put down afterwards. Umpire said no.
No, he played for that.
Yep. So Laird off hands, claims it for Adelaide. Belts it straight back to where it came from. Crows playing in front. That was a high one, but umpire said no. Soccering forward McHenry. Ball picked up by Fogarty. They're on here, Adelaide. Fumbled by McAdam, though. And he put his teammate right under the pump, and they've lost the footy. Good pressure, Collingwood. Saligo overran the ball. Now the kick back to the middle. Cox. Didn't try to mark it. Very clever. Tap to Carmichael. Carmichael delivers all the way to the goal square. Meyer checked the target. Didn't take the mark. Butch was good. Offhand, Johnson's there. The Crows sock around at defence. Loose footy Murray. Murray goes to ground. Didn't need to go to ground. Handball comes out. Lipinski. He turns. Handballs to himself. Lipinski in trouble. Gets the handball away. And Collingwood fire back inside 50. And the mark is taken by Johnson. What a passage of play. What pressure from both sides. And the chance for Johnson to kick his second goal in his debut game and give Collingwood a handy little breather here midway through this final term.
Jeez, that play had everything. There was Lipinski. How good was he? It was 1v3. He actually handballed, we thought, to the opposition, but he handballed to himself, ran back on it, took 3 players on, flicked it out to a teammate. This last quarter's had everything. Love it.
Ash Johnson played for Sturt in the Sandford last year. Comes from Halls Creek in Western Australia. His debut game. Has he coming? He nails it. He gets his second goal. What an important goal in your first game of AFL football. Collingwood at the 18-minute mark of the final term. They go to 13,684. Adelaide 11,874. Great work, Ash Johnson.
Tell you what he did there is he had a look at the screen because he's thinking, I want to see the clock tick down. And then he went, but that's me.
Yeah, I like this.
They don't have these screens at Sturt games. That's actually me on the screen. And he kept looking.
Only Oval doesn't have this. No, that's a big-time finish in a big game for this footy club. Outstanding. Wow. Look at that. Let's see a replay from behind the kick. Talk about big goals in first games. He's had 9 disposals, but those 2 goals have been special. He's got something, this man.
Been brilliant, Collingwood, in this final term, and now Phil Thorpe's got work to do. Flicks it to Schoenberg, who's run down. Phil Thorpe went and found it to Laird. Hamill gets nothing on that left foot ball, just sprays it wide into a vacant area, and Bianco sees it over.
I actually think Cox has been tapping the ball well in this final term.
He has. He's had an impact around the stoppages for sure. And that little clever tap on before as well in that marking contest. Hugh Carmichael's running past, just clever.
Gets to the front of this one and goes for a big side armour. Nick Dacos off the deck. Going to be delivered.
Oh, he's going to play.
Insufficient intent. You heard the umpire straight away say, pay it. And that's what's happened. So Parnell's going to bring it back in. Long ball to centre half forward. Cox in the air, work to the front. Texan picks the footy up and drags a crowd. He's got about 5 coming at him. That's holding the ball. Collingwood.
So hard work there for Tex this time. He's been very good again today. He's kicked 4 goals and he handed off a ripper of a pass for McAdam's goal as well. So he's featured in 5 of the Crows' goals, really. They've only kicked 11. So Collingwood with the ball at half-back on the outer side. Bianco. Short pass over the top. Collingwood inch their way forward. Noble. Another boy who played in the sample here, played with West Adelaide as a young lad. And is carving out a nice career.
Got his old man sacked last week.
Yeah, he did for sure. The kick towards Big Mason Cox. Couldn't take the mark and it dribbles out of play. You reckon these players are happy for this lull in the game at the moment because they've been played at high pressure, high speed right throughout in very tough conditions. Collingwood by 10 points. 21 minutes gone in the final term. Throw in. Cox going at it with Phil Thorpe. Comes over the back. No real tap for either side. And the umpire says we'll ball it up.
Cannot concede the next goal, Adelaide.
No.
Ball in dispute. It's into the path of Jones. He goes to ground. Flicks it up to Laird. Smith off a step. Wobbling ball forward. McAdam breaks it up in the air. Through came Schoenberg, but was ripped in a tackle. Now they've got to look at it. Saligo inside 50. Fogarty, did he get a little nudge?
No.
Howe's got work to do. To Bianco. Inside defensive 50, and Bianco's left foot ball is good for McCreary. Picks it up on the half volley and finds side bottom.
Gee, McCreary's skills are good. That was so well weighted, that kick. That was timed to perfection.
Clever.
And side bottom sits under it.
Just releases all the pressure, doesn't it, Ditch? Being able to find a mark under pressure in defence.
Side bottom. When the ball was wet, no one could pick it up. This man could. He was outstanding in the first half, and he finds Cox, who's on his lonesome. A man that big stands out there unopposed. Not a 50, surely. No, he says, get behind your mark. So, in fact, he's accusing Nick Dacos of blocking the man on the mark. So now Cox to go back, takes a bit of time, and can have a kick. Looks like he wants to give off with the handball. No, he's going to kick it and does. Goes long, wobbles a kick, helicopter kick it was. Over the back, loose footy. Mychek tried to soccer off the ground. Elliott swoops on it, picks it up, spins around the corner. Has he kicked it? He has. What a kick, Elliott. Very handy around goals, and he kicks an absolute beauty from the pocket. And that's breathing space now for Collingwood. 16 points they lead by. 14,690, Adelaide 11,874, and that's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, we had a bit of a laugh of Mason Cox's shape, or the shape of his kick. There was a helicopter mongrel floating. I'm not sure how to describe it, but what it did is it actually worked because the Adelaide defenders were playing in front and actually didn't know how to read it. It slipped through the hands, flicked out the back, and talk about big finishes. Look at that for a pickup, first of all. Swung around on his right in the pocket, snapped it from the impossible angle, Jamie Elliott. Tough to come back here now for Adelaide. 16 points.
Choice Hotels, 59 points, Brisbane over the Giants.
Jeez.
They have kicked 6 of the last 7 of this game, Collingwood. Must hit the scoreboard now, Adelaide. Crisp going back with the flight. Noble there as well. Crisp off the deck, but straight into the hands of Hinge. And Hinge goes inside 50. McAdam going back here. Couldn't hang on. Murphy, the left foot snap, just has to go through, and it does. Got his third. What a game of footy this is. We are back to 10 points. Murphy, goal for Adelaide.
Yeah, really good then. The Collingwood defence just panicked a little bit. Jack Crisp.
He had to take the ball.
Yeah, he went to kick it off the ground. They had the numbers there. He could have taken possession and gave a handball off, but then they were all caught out of position. Once Hinge took that intercept mark, pumped it long, and the Crows had the outnumber inside 50, and a really classy finish from Murphy around the body.
Been good, Murphy. Important to play well as well, with James Rowe going out of the side, being the sub today. Murphy coming back in. He's kicked free, and, you know, he kicked the first goal of the game. All just been front and centre, type crumbing goals. Nothing special about him, but exactly what you want your small forward to do. Plenty of tackles.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Gee, this next goal, how vital, how important. As Keezer comes out of the middle for Adelaide, goes all the way with the kick, and off hands, Walker!
Hey!
5 goals, Tex!
What?
What's happening?
Piss off, Tex!
He's taking the piss.
Another lefty.
Amazing stuff, Tex Walker. He roved it like a little fella.
In his late 50s.
Onto his left. And he's kicked his 5th. The brand new contract next season. He should have been. He could have been All-Australian last year had he not been suspended.
Jeez.
And he's put in an equally good year this year. Another bag of 5 today. And the margin is back to 4 points Collingwood's way.
God, that's a nice finish. As you see on the Harvey Norman.
Sweet.
His opponent in Jeremy Howe, well, it was all or nothing. He had to take the mark once he went for the mark because he went to ground. And as soon as the ball spilt, straight to Tex. Beautiful finish. Back in it.
They looked out.
Yep, they were.
Adelaide, they looked out. Collingwood put a couple on their chin and they were wobbling. And then they have gone bang, bang through Murphy and Walker. And we have got a game. 4 points Collingwood with 6 minutes left.
No sooner did I say tough to come back from here. 16 points. They've kicked 2 goals in about 20 seconds.
Slapped forward by Cox. Did well. Elliott with a little inching ball. Smith's got to go back and find it. Goes to Dawson, who'll go off the ground on the left, and that's out the full. Give the footy back to Collingwood.
Ginnivan on the ground again.
Stand right on the line. Thank you.
Dawson made out to help him up and then shoved his head into the ground. Oh, we love that.
Crisp.
Play on.
To half forward. Lots of players in the air. Murray was one of them, couldn't hang on. He goes and finds it at ground level, Murray, and then walks into a tackle. Ball up.
So inside 50 for Collingwood. A very big tap coming up. I reckon Mason Cox's ruck work in this final term has been good. What can he conjure up here? Up against Riley O'Brien. O'Brien front position, and he won the tap, O'Brien, but it went down to Josh Dacos. He got tackled, lost the footy. The other Dacos hovering. He's applying the tackle on Keys. The umpire says a standing tackle, I'll have it. They've worked it out of the defensive 50 Adelaide. It's about 65 from Collingwood's goal. Another tap for O'Brien, brings it down to Laird. Laird double teamed, can't break the tackle. Umpire says, I'll have it. And they'll ball it up in front of the Gavin Wanganeen stand at the Adelaide Oval. 27 and a half minutes gone in the final term. And it's Collingwood by 4 points. Wonderful game of footy today at the Adelaide Oval. When you arrived, you thought it was going to be crap. It was pouring rain as Ginnivan sends it forward for Collingwood. No mark taken, off hands. Who's going to win the footy? Collingwood do. Might check around the corner. Kick smothered. Crows are away. Through the middle. They go hard. Berry belts it long. It's a foot race to the outer side. Very important ball, but it gets to the boundary. And the Crows gain about 70 or 80 metres in that passage of play.
4 minutes 50 left. Have a listen to the noise.
Yeah, they've come alive.
Bloody hell.
They deserve it, the supporters, though, for hanging around in that teeming rain early in this game. As you said, Deds, we thought we were for a low, poor game. This has been great.
Gets through Keys' hands. Laird tumbles it forward. Here comes Tex. Miller was brilliant. Keys has a little fumble. Ginnivan on the up to Dacos, who steps through with brilliance. End-on-end ball, McCreary. Nothing ahead of him. Just got to thump it long. It's a foot race.
Oh, look at this.
Who's getting back? Duday's having a crack. Butts as well. Myercheck's there. Good pick-up, Butts. But the kick is going to work to Smith. Butts did a great job.
Not sure if he saw Smith. He just quick. He had to take it clean and just throw it on the boot. Luck's a fortune.
Gee, listen to the noise at the Adelaide Oval. Smith from half-back, kicks to a pack of players, no mark taken. O'Brien was important. He crashed through the pack. Could have been a free to Soligo. Umpire said no, and he's going to ball it up. Hard attack on the footy from both sides. You've got to admire it. And in the end, I think the umpire did the right thing and said, even Stevens, let's ball it up. O'Brien starting to win the taps. That was a high one on Ginnivan, but the umpire don't want to give it.
Oh,
no.
See, that's what I mean. He's going to cost himself genuine free kicks. And
I thought he copped a high one there.
He did, but he should learn from this.
Umpire to ball it up again. What a finish coming up to this game. Stay with us on Triple M. Cox with a big tap forward. McCreary the target. He was beaten by Hamill. Hamill goes in again. Comes out to Collingwood. Coming through Dacos. Gee, that was good again. Nick Dacos. Hamill to Pendlebury. He's caught. Taken to ground. Isn't holding the ball. Umpire says no. I'll have it. And they'll ball it up. We have played 29 and a half minutes and Collingwood lead by 4 points.
How good was Dacos? Nick Dacos in heavy traffic. Well done. And same with Pendlebury, just to hold on to that footy and take the tackle. Couldn't afford that ball to spill out. Adelaide would have gone back the other way.
3.5 minutes left.
Plenty of time.
Collingwood are 4 point leaders. Brilliant game of footy here in Adelaide. O'Brien, touch ball, going to land on the Toyota logo, side bottom, wrapped up by Miller. Good hands, Pendlebury. Ginnivan just tumbles it down the line, but it's all Adelaide. Smith, thumping ball forward, Tex to fly from the back, and it's broken up in the air by Murray and out of play.
Collingwood at these stoppages, they've sent two behind the ball here. They're trying to get the outnumber in Crows' defence, but as you've seen then, when they went forward, Brodie Smith standing by himself, able to win the easy, uncontested ball. Sivas
super comments there from Tommy Rockcliffe. Bernie Vince with us this afternoon as well. It's a thriller at the Adelaide Oval. Collingwood want to play finals. They probably will, there's no doubt about that, but they've got to keep winning. They're looking for their 8th win in a row as Lipinski comes away with the footy. Playing in front, Elliott. No mark taken. Butts' pressure was good. Hamill on the up. Brilliant handball. Great pressure. Duday forced off a kick. And the ball will dribble out of play. And it was Ash Johnson, the debutant, did ever so well. 13.886 Adelaide, 14.690 Collingwood. And that is on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. A throw-in front of the members who are full of voice at the Adelaide Oval. Cox in front, big fist away. Berry in front, Lipinski goes with him. Now McCreary, who's been so good today. That's holding the ball, umpire, but he says no, play it on. He lost it in the tackle, McCreary. And now the umpire forced to ball it up.
2 minutes 38 left. It's got a Texan feel about it, this.
Yeah, it does.
It's got an after the siren Texan bit of Hollywood drama about this finish. Ball up. Cox with a fist.
Got to be careful hitting it forward like that, Cox. There's plenty of Adelaide numbers in front of the footy.
Hamill brilliantly broken up by Josh Dacos, who dribbles it forward. Duday's got to be clean here. Butts with him.
Johnson, well played.
Johnson did brilliantly well. Nick Dacos, how good has he been? High ball forward. A mark here to Hoskin Elliott and the game's over. Not taken. McHenry tried to find Murphy, and it's out, but it's very deep now for Collingwood. Adelaide will have to take it down the length of the field.
Talk about big moments. Ash Johnson there, 2v1. He took an Adelaide player to ground fairly, picked up cleanly, handballed off to Dacos. Well done.
Throw-in is in the right forward pocket for Collingwood. They are deep into attack. Cox socket off the ground. Loose footy in the goal square. They try to socker. Ash Johnson, he couldn't get his boot on it. They have rushed the behind. This is Adelaide's big chance to go end to end, coast to coast, as Collingwood now lead it by 5 points.
Under 2 minutes to go too. Injury in the goal square. Thanks to Ash Johnson.
Yep, can't move.
He tried to. He's full body cramping. He's holding his guts. I don't know what's happened, but
rain's coming down again as well, pissing down.
They get rid of Johnson. What does he do? Straight down the ground, boys. Just bite off as far as he can kick it. He does. Thumping ball into the middle of the ground. Murray almost. Josh Dacos picks it up. Tumbles it forward. Butts. It didn't bounce for him. Elliott taken to ground. And the umpire's going to ball it up with 1:42 left.
Clever from Elliott there, just to take the footy, take the tackle, create a stoppage, allow numbers to get behind the footy. It looks safe, the ground here for Collingwood.
5 point lead for Collingwood, thumped forward by Cox. Hoskin Elliott ripped in a really good tackle from Hamill.
Having a big impact.
Further baller.
Ditch, you're right. Mason Cox, he's been huge this last quarter. Not a lot of possessions, but his hit-outs have been outstanding.
Yeah, keeps hitting him into advantage, doesn't he? Let's see what he does this time. In fact, O'Brien outpoints him. At ground level, the Crows, there was a hanging on to the Crows, but the umpire says play it on, and a legging. Now, big chance for Adelaide at halfback Schonberg. Schonberg needs to deliver well, but it's wet. It's raining again. Comes out to centre wing. Chase Jones marks. They're a big chance here, Adelaide. He kicks inside 50.
Texan!
Mark needed by Tex over the back. No. It's a loose footy. It's a 5 point game, and it dribbles out of play in the left forward pocket for Adelaide.
Didn't it look like it was going to go to Tex? You nearly called it, Jim.
There is a minute to play, and a goal here surely wins it for Adelaide. Can Collingwood hang on?
Matty Nick's just telling everyone on the bench, I think he was talking to doctors and water boys and everything, just keep calm, keep calm.
Throw in left forward pocket for Adelaide. Doing the ruck work from behind. Cox out of the air. Tex had a snap at goal. It was smothered. It comes out to side bottom. They take it out wide. Collingwood. Important clearing kick. Nick Dacos. Collingwood. It's a Crows mark. 60 from goal. 60 from goal. Brodie Smith can kick this. He goes all the way. No. It falls short. A mark needed. No mark taken. Off hands Adelaide a chance. Can they snap? Loose ball. It's been kicked outside the 50.
They can get it and pump it back in though. Picked up by Hamill.
Oh, poor kick.
Duday got nothing on that.
Jeez.
It's got to get to the back somehow. McAdam a fly. Unable to take it. 20 seconds left. They can't keep it in.
Duday, what was he thinking? You just got to turn inside. I know there's pressure inside, but turn back inside. Get it inside 50. A high up and under kick to the boundary is just not what you need.
20 seconds remain. Collingwood lead by 5 points. Everything got to go right for Adelaide from here. O'Brien, Berry, boot the ball out in the full. That's the game done. Brilliant from side bottom. Late pressure on Berry. And a brave Adelaide are going to go down to Collingwood. Going to win their 8th in a row.
Unbelievable effort from Collingwood.
Collingwood have Port Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney and Carlton to finish off the season. They will win their 8th game in a row, as JB said. Schonberg, centre wing, smothered. Collingwood are going to win at the Adelaide Oval by 5 points. It's going to be an amazing win. They got off to the slow start and the Pies get over the line.
Jeez, look how happy Collingwood are. Come flying in, all going to Scott Pendlebury. They're getting around the 350 gamer.
Brilliantly done, Collingwood. Out of jail 2 weeks in a row. Had to come from nowhere to beat North. And Adelaide gave them an almighty fright, but they have won 8 straight. Amy Review, by the way, submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win Who's got the best on ground award here, please?
We're just
the Rock
tossing
or
a coin.
Bernard?
Yeah,
Homeloans.com.au, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans.
I think we know who's going to get the 3 votes.
3 votes. Well, we didn't do this because we're not organised, but 3 votes definitely Nick Dacos. He had 40 disposals in the end, Jim. 40 disposals.
Staggering.
He kicked 3 goals as well, went at 80% efficiency.
He is as ready-made a first-year player as I've seen for years.
Haven't seen anything like it. Had Brodie Smith running with him as well in that last quarter. He was just having too big an impact on the game. 2 votes. We've got to give the Texan 2 votes today. You nearly called it, Jim. That looked like it was going to land in his lap, that last inside 50. Just had a little bit too much carry on the kick there, Tex. He had 13 disposals. He kicked 5 goals and was massive in the win. And 1 vote today, I'm going to give to Scott Pendlebury. I thought in his 350th game, just made some really good decisions, was clean with the footy, and he deserves all the accolades he gets tonight. And you just got to win those big games for your skipper. Games record holder at Collingwood, and well done to the team.
Choice hotels around the grounds. It was the Lions by 40 points over the Giants. And here, what a cracking game of footy. Collingwood by 5 points in the end. We are going to Richmond and North Melbourne. Jack Heverin and Nath Brown are going to look after all of that. Daisy Thomas as well. But this has been a beauty. Ditch, great job done by you.
JB, loved it.
Well done to you, Rock and Bernard, and Retland Biglan's down on the boundary. And well done to Collingwood. 8 straight is a brilliant performance from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. This has been Triple M Rocking Footy.